Another exciting day for Golden West College Rustler baseball as they take on the Saddleback Gauchos as we're winding down to the season in the Orange Empire Conference. Good afternoon, everyone. Andy Mariani along with Chris Austin from Fred Hoover Field on the campus of Golden West College in Huntington Beach, California, where the Saddleback Gauchos, 14-4 on the road, take on the home team, the Golden West Rustlers. Chris, looking at this game, two hard throwers. Luke Mattis for the Golden West Rustlers. Luke Mattis, a hard-throwing right-hander for Golden West, and a new starter for Saddleback College in the way of Chase Spinner, so potentially a lot of strikeouts in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch out here. Oh, that guy does throw it some heat. We see him warming up on the mound right now. Right-hander. Throws with a good amount of pace. I'm excited to see what he brings.
Out of the Orange Lutheran program, once again this year they won consecutive national titles in the tournament in late March, so they've had an outstanding program over the last few years. At one time, former Angel Mark Langston, now their color analyst on the radio, was an assistant coach there, so they've had a highly successful program. Matson trying to finish up the year on a strong note. The Rustlers have lost their last two games, so they're just pretty much wrapping up the year. 6-13 conference play, 18-20 overall. Matson has mostly a fastball, and that's his strength. He will throw in and mix in a breaking pitch. Saddleback coming into this game, Chris, very strong. Home run-wise, very powerful team. A lot of guys that have over 500 slugging percentages, so Matson's going to have to be on his game.
Yeah, it looks like this group's got a lot of strength, so right out of the gate here, we're going to see what he's bringing.
First batter is number 1, the shortstop, Mike Jarvis. 1 for 4 last game in the victory that Golden West went down to defeat in at Saddleback College on Tuesday. It was 8-2. Saddleback Gauchos coming away with that. Matson looking into his signs to his catcher, Marquez. He rocks into motion in our first pitch of the ball game. Strike right down the middle.
That's some good pace he's got. I'm excited to see if he can keep that up all game.
Our home umpire is Art Augustin, and the base umpire today is Michael Mittmore. 0-1 on Mike Jarvis, Gaucho shortstop. 0-1 pitch. Fastball once again pumped in, so he's going at it, Chris.
Right away. Straight over the plate, too. No movement on that ball. Straight fastball over the plate.
Being aggressive is the Gauchos' leading strikeout man throughout the course of the year, usually their Tuesday starter. 0-2 the count to Mike Jarvis. 294 on the year when Jarvis steps out of the box. Coaching for Saddleback is Tony Gomes at third. First base, Quinn Hawksworth. Next pitch, 0-2 up high with a little breaking ball. Head coach for the Gauchos of Saddleback College is Summer McCartney. 1-2's the count to shortstop Mike Jarvis.
That Jarvis is looking like he's waiting on something he can hit.
And Matson rocks back and fastball, and it's lined, and you called it. And it's right to Austin Shell, who comes up with it. So 1 up, 1 down as Jarvis flies out to left field, and this will bring up Brett Arbach, the catcher, who's also the leading hitter for Saddleback, coming into this game hitting .359, 1 homer with 29 RBIs.
Yeah, I noticed that at this level. There's a lot of guys who play catcher, but they seem to have strong legs, so they can pump it pretty far.
And speaking of that, 24 stolen bases for a catcher on the year, so that speaks highly of what you just said. First pitch by Matson, and hit right to right center field.
Oh, that might be a double.
Through Trent Whitaker.
No.
Arbach's going to hold back, and we'll see the running ability of Brett Arbach. Coming to the plate, the second best hitter on the Saddleback Gauchos, and that is Willie Lujois.
Yeah, that's generally how it goes in baseball. You got your best hitters generally batting third, sometimes fourth, because you want to try to get the early people on base and then have those guys running some runs.
And we'll get into Lujois' origin of his name. Runner on first. Arbach with his lead. Matson delivers. Ball outside. No!
Oh!
Great call by our Augustin for a strike. 0-1.
I'm not quite sure that's a strike.
Well, we'll take it right now with the way the Rustlers have gone down the last few games. They've lost 2 in a row. Heartbreaking loss last Saturday in which that broadcast, they gave up 11 runs. Oh! Pick-off attempt failed. Matson threw it over and scooped up by Lopez. So Arbach with his lead.
I like that pitcher going over to keep that guy honest early on. If he leads in stolen bases, got to keep that guy honest on the plate.
Matson at the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Arbach with his lead. Lujois. Swing and miss 0-2. Now, Willie Lujois has hit .359 in the year, 4 homers with 42 RBIs. He's out of Beckman High in Irvine, so he's a local kid. Played second and third in high school. 0-2 to Lujois. Matson stretch, looks over at Arbach, and he delivers.
Boom.
Swing and a miss, and down goes Willie Lujois.
That's 2 good-looking pitches right there. The first one hung over the plate for a little bit and then broke outside. And that last one, his heater right over the top of the plate for a strikeout.
Strikeout number 1 for Luke Matson. 59 strikeouts on the year for the Rustlers, and this will bring up Brett O'Toole. O'Toole hitting .310 with 2 homers and 30 RBIs. Matson at the stretch looking at Arbach. He might be wanting to take off. First pitch, fastball up high. Chris, already it's been demonstrated that Matson trying to establish his fastball early on, and he's been getting a couple of breaking balls over as well, so it's boding well for him right now.
No doubt. So if he can keep throwing that heat early on here, I think early on batters tend to figure out a pitcher the same way a pitcher's figuring out a batter, see if they can keep up with the pace. So I expect him to come out with the heat and then see if he can mix in a couple off speeds later on.
That ball grounded foul. 1-1 to Brett O'Toole, the left fielder today. 1 for 4 with 1 RBI in that 8-2 victory, 10-hit attack on Tuesday at Saddleback College.
As he gets deeper in the lineup here, I'd like to see him keep throwing heat over the plate because I think that the talent of the hitters is going to go down a little bit. So
1-1 with 2 outs. Matson delivers. Ground ball. Whitaker's going to get it, and it'll be a tough play at first, but he does make the play. So a nice inning by Luke Matson. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base with no errors. And as we go to the bottom of the first, Saddleback College Gaucho 0, and the Golden West Rustlers coming to bat. Now, Chris, let's get a little in-depth into this game. Coming into the last couple games, the Golden West Rustlers have struggled. That game on Saturday, an 11-run second inning, which was buoyed by the fact that there was 2 missed balls in right field. Also, balls that were not really hit hard by Santa Ana, and that really affected the Golden West pitcher Meyer. And then yet Golden West came back and made it respectable, scoring 5 runs in that game. So you take away that first big inning, and the Rustlers actually were competitive in that game.
Yeah, I think coming out in junior college sports in general, but especially in baseball, there can be a psychological effect to a team coming out, getting on top of you by that many runs. So it shows a little bit of toughness by Golden West, being able to come back and score a couple runs late. But hopefully they carry that momentum from that game and the game before, give themselves a little bit of confidence coming into this game here.
When we started the broadcast about 3 weeks ago, talking to Coach Bert Villarreal, their RPI at that time was based on their schedule, an early season schedule, playing the Grossmonts and the San Diego of the world,
sure,
the Chaffees in the world. They had a good RPI. They were 10th. They had a shot at the playoffs. But this bad stretch of losses where you're looking like at 4 losses out of the last 6 games just does not give them an opportunity to even have a chance at an at-large berth.
Yeah, that's painful. So, in college sports, it's okay to lose, but you can't lose back-to-back very often. So the fact that, like you said, they had 4 out of 6 losses in the last little bit, they don't want to give themselves some morale, and they've got a good pitcher on the mound. So my biggest thing I want to see is if he's going to keep bringing heat as we stretch into the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning.
If you're new to our broadcast, the Golden West Rustlers, their colors are green and gold. Mike Monday will be the third base coach, and also Thomas Walker at first base. And coming to bat to face the first-time start of the lefty Chase Spinning will be probably the best overall player for the Rustlers, Jeremiah Vyson. 1 for 4 on the after the game on Tuesday, and he had another stolen base. Spin the lefty at the set. Spinning throws it in, up high. Chase Spinning has not started a game this year, mostly used in relief. His strikeout to walk ratio and inning pitches is outstanding. From Northern California, Fairfield, California. Oh, bunt attempt. And throughout the course of our broadcast, Chris, that's the style the Golden West plays. They don't have the power that Saddleback does, yet bunting, moving a runner on a hit and run, getting a walk, taking a hit by pitch, they've been able to generate an offense.
Right. There's multiple ways to score in baseball, and Golden West is, they haven't had as much success as they'd like to, but if they want to win this game, I think they're going to have to stick to their strengths, which may be getting it off the edges, finding gaps in the defense, and working together. If they can get one person on base, the next person, pop in a bunt and get the next guy to second, to third, that's the way they're going to score some runs.
1-2. To the leadoff man for the Rustlers, Jeremiah Vyson. Scoreless, we're in the bottom half of the first. Saddleback did get a hit in the first inning, but stranded him there. 1-2, Spinning delivers outside.
Very wide.
2-2's the count to Jeremiah Vyson.
I think as a pitcher, you want to make batters make decisions the majority of the time. If you're throwing the ball right off your hand and it's outside of the batter's box, you're not really making these batters make any kind of decisions.
2-2, nobody out. Infield straight away, and Vyson gets hit by the pitch, and that's just what the Rustlers need to start off the bottom of the inning, and they're good at taking hit by pitches, especially on that shoulder where it doesn't hurt as much.
Exactly.
So Vyson on with the hit by pitch. This will bring on shortstop Nelson Padilla, 0 for 4 on Tuesday's game. Overall in the year, 253, 1 homer with 21 RBIs. Interesting move by Spinning now, the lefty.
Yeah, let's see what he does right away after hitting the last batter with that pitch.
Vyson with his lead. Spinning looks at him and delivers the first pitch up high. 1-0 to Nelson Padilla out of Northern Nevada.
Yeah, he's going to have to settle in here. That's about 2 or 3 pitches wide and high over the plate, and then 1 hit batter so far.
Padilla looking for signs from Bert Villarreal, head coach at Golden West, at the bench. We'll see if they play a little hit and run right now. Vyson with his lead, extended a little bit. Spinning at the stretch. Looks over at Vyson, and the 1-0 pitch. Vyson's going, and no throw by the catcher Arback, so give another stolen base to Jeremiah Vyson. The catalyst of this Golden West team continues.
There you go. And that's like we talked about. That's the way this team's going to have to score runs. If they can, bunt, if they can get in the gaps with some moderate speed strokes and they can get some stolen bases, they give themselves a good opportunity to score.
25th stolen base on the season for Vyson, so he's in scoring position in this bottom half of the first inning. Padilla in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count, so we might get some runners in motion. Lujois is in at first. Highness in at third. Next pitch right down the middle. 2-1 to Nelson Padilla.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that left-handed pitcher, it's going to be an easier move for him to throw out a runner at third base than it would be for him to pick off a runner at first, but I won't be surprised to see that runner on second go again here. Jeremiah.
Vyson with his lead. We'll see if he tries to go to third. Monday coaching third, directing him. The pitch, and a bunt attempt, but a little bit outside. So a little bit of a control issue early on for Chase Spinning.
That's right. I think I've seen him throw 1 strike, and even that one was questionable.
Spinning his first start on the year. 3-1, Nelson Padilla.
Boom.
Foul back.
He's going to have to swing a little bit faster than that.
Innings pitched, spinning 10 innings on the year. He's given up 5 hits. 1 walk. So prior to this game, he's had decent control in pitching in relief, but it's a whole different ball game when you're starting out a game. And I'm sure with head coach Summer McCartney, he's saving his arms for the playoffs, so he's giving this young left-hander an opportunity. So full count, Nelson Padilla, Vicen with his lead. So, inside. It looks like the Rustlers got another base runner. So first and second, Nelson Padilla walks, and that'll bring up the batter with their best eye, catcher, Anthony Marquez.
Man, this pitcher's showing a little bit of a dangerous side.
So I don't know, Chris, is he just nervous, the fact that it's his first start of the year?
Yeah, I mean, his coach is going out to chat with him right now. It's a lot different, like you said. Starting games and setting the tone is a lot different than coming in and potentially closing or even just playing a little bit of relief. So his coach is going to chat him up right here, probably tell him he's got to settle down a little bit, straighten out. Because Golden West doesn't have guys, like you said, who can hit it over the fence. So he's got to throw the ball over the plate a little more often here.
So getting a little bit of talking to from pitching coach J.P. Glasscock. Spinning on the year, he is, like I said, only 10 innings of work. He's one of those rare Ricky Henderson types where he bats right-handed and throws left-handed. He's a sophomore out of Whitney High School in Fairfield, California. Went to Solana Community College, as did a couple others that have transferred down to get the taste of Orange Empire baseball, where we've talked about in our 6 games so far that it's probably the best quality community college baseball in the state. You're probably going to see Riverside and Santa Ana as at-large teams, besides Saddleback and Orange Empire leader, eventual champion this year, OCC. Fake move there. Didn't really fool anybody spinning coming off the mound. So
that's an interesting stance Anthony Marquez has here. He's got his left foot exaggeratedly behind the right. So I'm curious to see how he develops power in this swing here.
Marquez, great eye. Probably the best eye in Golden West. First pitch inside. So if you're going to give this guy something to hit, it better be something that he can hit because his eye is so good. He's got great on-base percentage. 4.14, so it's the best on the Rustlers team. Also a fine defensive catcher. Played a little first base in our last Saturday broadcast. 1-0 up high, so 2-0. So Marquez, he's going to make you work for that strike zone.
Yeah, that's his 6th pitch, wide and high. Let's see what he does to respond.
Marquez coming in this game, 302 on the year, 43 total bases, 18 walks. 2 men on for the Rustlers. Scoreless in the bottom half of the first, 2-0 to Anthony Marquez. And the pitch. Line deep to left field. Let's see if there's a play on it. It's off the base of the wall. Here comes Vicen. Padilla to third. Up against the wall, and it's a double by Anthony Marquez. And like I mentioned, if you're going to throw a pitch on him, 2-0, and he threw it right down the middle, and Marquez tattooed it.
Clean swing. Wow, and I questioned his power before that hit.
Well, it might have, statistically, it might not have looked that way, but hey, you got a 2-0 fastball, something he could deal with. His eye is great, and that puts the Rustlers up 1-0 with Josh Lopez coming up, who was hot as of late. Nobody out. Lopez very effective on 3 for 4 in that loss on Tuesday. The first pitch up high. So
he's hit that same spot about 7 times now, high and to the right of the catcher. And on a left-handed batter, I mean, you're not going to get that call jamming up this hitter.
So Chase Snelling is struggling right now. And 2 men on in scoring position once again. So it's not looking good for Saddleback. The Rustlers are trying to take advantage of a young man's wildness. 2-0 to Josh Lopez. 2 men on for the Rustlers. Padilla at third, Marquez at second. Rustlers have already taken a 1-0 lead. 2-0 to Lopez.
That's a better pitch.
Lopez fouls it by the Golden West dugout. 2-1 to Josh Lopez.
When you're a left-hander, you can generally have some success against left-handers at this level, throwing low and away. Because they want to find something to swing at away from their body, but it's hard to get good contact on a ball that's low and away.
2-1. Spinning set. The 2-1 pitch. Drive to third. Nice stop. No movement by the runners, so Lujois makes a nice fielding play. And the runners remain at second and third, and that is the first out as Lopez grounds to Lujois. 1 down.
He just pulled that one a little bit.
Austin Shell coming up, 241 on the year. No homers, 14 RBIs.
All right, back to a right-handed hitter here.
Great opportunity for Shell, the former catcher. Ducks on the pond early on. Shelling, fouled back, so we got a good rip.
That's not bad. I like Austin Shell's stance up here. More even feet. He gets a good lean into that left leg, and he tried to break on that one just a little bit late.
Also from Irvine. 0-1, Austin Shell, 2 runners on. Padilla at third, Marquez at second. 1-0 Golden West with the run here in the bottom of the first.
Dangerous situation for this pitcher.
Spinning, delivers outside. So there's been a control issue for Chase Spinning throughout the early going.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop counting pretty soon. That's 8, high, wide, outside.
His pitch count is already up to about 20. So, and in a game where the Saddleback doesn't have much significance except using their bullpen. Next pitch, 3-0. And I'm sure that, Chris, when you look at what head coach, the count is 2-1. Summer McCartney, what he would probably want as head coach, he wanted some innings out of this guy, not tax into that bullpen before the playoffs started. 2-1.
Yeah, we're going to find out. He better hope
There it is, foul back. So another good swing by Austin Shell.
Yeah, he got out of some trouble there because that one was laid over the plate and it wasn't that fast.
A little late by Shell on the delivery, pulling that trigger.
Fortunate, but nonetheless, he gets his first strike.
On deck will be Trent Whitaker, the second baseman of Golden West. 2-2's the count with 1 out in the bottom of the first. Infield playing in early. Next pitch popped up. Let's see if the shortstop has a play. Jarvis going back. No, it drops in, and the Rustlers will get another run. In comes Padilla. Marquez stays at second, and a bloop hit by the Austin Shell, so make it 2-0 for the Rustlers. Maybe a little payback from last Saturday's game where all those 11 runs, the majority of those hits were on bleeders, and this one was an infield in.
Yeah, that's tough for Jarvis there. When you got your pitcher struggling a little bit, first, second inning, you got to make plays like that to help him out.
So the Rustlers 2 men on. They've just taken a 2-0 lead. Brings up second baseman Trent Whitaker, 259 in the year. No homers, 8 RBIs. At the stretch, Spinning. Looks back at Marquez. Looks toward his catcher, all back, and it's a little bleeder. Let's see if it's going to fall in. No, it's going to be caught. So no movement on that play. And that's Jordan Fitzgerald on the catch. Ball brought in. So there's 2 down. 2-0 Golden West. They've jumped out early in this bottom half of the first. Double by Anthony Marquez and a single by Austin Shell has really helped the Rustlers out as they take the 2-0 lead. And this will bring up Aiden Cacciatore, who's struggling as of late. Came out of the great a week ago and has been having a hard time. 2 down, 2 runners on. Shelling with the pitch.
That's a strike.
Breaking ball over. Cacciatore, catcher by trade. Out of El Modena, sophomore, 6'1".
It's a better looking pitch. Let's see if he can get some rhythm here.
0-1 with 2 down. Next pitch driven to left center field. Let's see if Fitzgerald's got it. He does grab it.
There we go.
Okay. So the ball was been hit hard this inning by the Rustlers. They'll take it because they're going to come up with 2 runs on a total of 2 hits, 2 runners left on base, no outs, no errors. And we go to the top of the second. Golden West jumps out to a 2-0 lead. Nice start for the Rustlers.
Yeah, it's been good so far. I think we're going to keep a close eye, like we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, on the pitching. I think Golden West guy, he's got some heaters, coming out of him. So I'm interested to see how Luke Mattson does over these next few innings. And Chase Spinning had a tough start there. But I think he settled in a little bit at the end. So that left-handedness of his, he was throwing the ball pretty high and wide to the right early on, but he had a nice breaking ball there at the end. And, he found a way to get the outs, and his team helped him out.
We'll tell you a little bit about the Gauchos coming in. They've had some quality pitching as of late. On Tuesday, their starter, Tanner Brubaker, their best pitcher, he's 11-2 on the year. He went 9 innings and gave up only 2 runs, struck out 3. And then last week, Daniel Harris got 3 double plays in a game against Cypress to help with the win. So Saddlebacks, they're gearing up for the playoffs. They're a nice power hitting team, 396 on base percentage, so they have to find a way to get on base as well. They're going to find themselves right now trailing early, somewhere where they haven't been the majority of the year.
Yeah, so Golden West is quite the opposite. You know, they've been spending most of their time lately down early, so maybe they can get some confidence rolling here, and it's going to be a lot up to the pitching here because Saddleback's got some tough hitters.
First man in for Saddleback College Gauchos is their left fielder, left-handed batter Chase Crosby. 1 for 4 on Tuesday, and that one hit was a double. Matson looking in. Crosby settingly in. Top of the second, Golden West 2-0 lead. Matson peering over the glove and delivers. Pitch outside. 1-0. To Chad Crosby.
That's about the mirror of what we were seeing from Chase spinning last inning.
Crosby out of Trabuco Hills High School, 6 foot. Left-handed batter, 1-0 pitch.
That's better.
Fastball, but he didn't get the call by umpire Augustin.
I thought that was a pretty good pitch.
It was borderline. 2-0 to left fielder Chad Crosby. Matson looking in and delivers. Fastball.
That's more clean.
And he still didn't get it. So he's getting a little bit of squeeze by umpire Augustin.
Definitely. So maybe because they're winning, he's feeling bad for Saddleback.
They have to settle down and get him going. Clean inning by Matson the first inning. He only gave up 1 hit. 3-0. That's
a
more
strike.
like it. 3-1's the count to Chad Crosby.
If that's not a strike, we're getting a new umpire.
No, let's not think about doing that. We had issues last week with the Pineda umpire. He had a concussion protocol we had to go with. 3-1, lined into right field for a base hit. So a nice clean hit by Chad Crosby. So that fastball got hung out there, and Crosby deposited it into right field.
Pretty good looking stroke. With the type of hitters Saddleback has, Golden West is going to have to find some other pitches and fastballs down the middle. So
3-1 count, and he delivered it into right field. Brought in by Bushel, and now it's batting for Golden West is their designated hitter, number 15, Conor Glenn. Or I stand corrected, it's Spencer Hines. Glenn's up next, I believe. Yes. Hines, the right hand, hitting third baseman.
Good. Keep checking in with that first base guy. It's the type of little things Golden West is going to have to do. They're going to have to win the little plays if they want to beat Saddleback here.
Hines, yes. Out of Tesoro, school that's only been around for about 20, 25 years, but it's developing a lot of athletes. Next pitch, breaking ball outside, out there in Mission Viejo, South Orange County, right next to where Saddleback is. 1-0, Golden West leading, top of the second. Saddleback has a runner on, Crosby at first with a leadoff hit. Matson stretch. And Crosby going, but it's fouled away.
Yeah, I thought that was a good decision to hit on that ball, too.
So a little hit and run.
I'm aggressive. If I'm facing this pitcher here, a lot of fastballs down the middle. Hopefully that arm slows down over time. If I'm Saddleback, I'm taking a lot of aggressive swings.
Well, Summer McCartney, head coach, got the runner going. He needs to create an offense now, trailing by 2. 1-1 in the top of the second. Luke Matson on the mound for Golden West. He's looking at Crosby. See if he goes again. With 1 down. Golden West up 2-0. He's not going that time. A little bit outside. So 2-1. So you're going to have to earn the strikes versus Art Augustin. He's not going to give you an automatic on a corner. He's going to really make you deliver that pitch in that quadrant.
Yeah, what I'd be willing to bet is early on here he's going to call those balls. As we get later in the match, in the set, in the game, I think he's going to start calling those strikes.
2-1. Matson looking back at Crosby, and he delivers. Bunt attempt. And that ball's low, too, so it's moved the count to 3-1. We'll see if Crosby heads out again. He already ran 2 pitches ago. 3-1 the count. 2-0. Rustlers jump out to 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Matson throwing over there. Close, but safe.
Keep checking on him.
Trying to hold him close.
Yeah, I enjoy pitchers who throw over, keep those batters honest, because if you can make an extra 12 inches, 24 inches for that base runner to run, then that ends up being the difference between a stolen base and an out.
Designated hitter Conor Glenn up on deck. 3-1. Matson delivers. Popped up. See right field.
That's got to be
Bushel's got that ball. He looks like he's got a beat under it, and he takes it in. So that's out number 1 for Saddleback. And that'll bring on designated hitter number 15, Conor Glenn. So nice job of pitching right there by Matson. He got behind in the count, yet still stuck with his fastball and got a pop out to short right field.
Yeah, I agree. I think, again, he's going to be good for these first 3 or 4 innings. You know, throwing heat. Batters won't be able to catch up to it. They haven't caught a rhythm on him yet. What I'm real curious to see is inning 5, 6, 7, if he's still in, see if he can maintain that kind of jump on these hitters.
Well, that's what's hurt pitcher Troy Bethel, the ace of the staff, as of late. He's just been wearing down come the 6th or 7th inning. It's been a long year.
Yeah.
Close to 40 games right now. Line to Lopez. He's going to go for 2. To Padilla for 1. Cocks it back, and a beautiful double play by the Rustlers.
That was impressive.
3-6-3. Lopez, Padilla, Lopez, and that gets Matson out of the jam. So, for Saddleback in the top of the second, no runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on base. Bottom 2, Golden West Rustlers up 2-0.
They've got some good music going on out here today.
You like that sharp fielding play. That was smooth, but Lopez could have actually gone and played it safe and tagged the bag and tried to get a rundown, but he went for the clean 3-6-3.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive play right there. I mean, clean throwing, everything in a straight line and not making the bad guys come off the bag to catch.
And Padilla, I liked it. Even though they were charging down, Crosby was coming down hard on him. He had that little bit of hesitation, knowing he had enough time to complete the throw.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think that's super important. Set your feet. See your line of sight, throw an accurate ball. Worst case scenario, the guy ends up safe, but you definitely don't want to end up causing an error throwing that ball wild.
So fine pitching by Matson and some great glove work by Lopez, and Padilla gets the Rustlers out of that top of the second inning mini jam. So we're going to now see the efforts of Chase spinning. He already threw a wild pitch just now in practice, so maybe the nerves are taking hold here. He wants to make an impression. He's limited on where he's been this year, not pitching much at all. He was a redshirt. I'm sure he sat out last year. So, there's some issues here where the first inning was shaky.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see. Over time, I think these pitchers are pretty opposite right now for me, and I won't be surprised to see this guy settle in a little bit.
Justin Bushel, the right fielder, leading it off.
See, I think even though that's a ball, that's a better pitch than he was coming out inning 1. Inning 1, it was very wide, very outside. That one, at least you make the batter make a decision.
Bushel out of Lake Forest, the Toros. Spinning, fouled it back. 1-1.
All right.
To Justin Bushel, right fielder, freshman, 6'1", height-wise. Bushel 0 for 3 on Tuesday. 6'1", 195. Now pitching out of the stretch there. Foul to the right side. Looks like out of play.
Foul balls are helpful for batters, helpful for pitchers. It makes the game more interesting.
So spinning now, trying to get a little bit better control. In the first inning, he was pitching out of a windup. Now with no runners on, he's reverted to a stretch. Probably trying to get a little bit better control.
Yeah, I would think so.
1-2 to Justin Bushel. Ball inside. So today, pitchers, you're going to have to earn it. Umpire Art Augustin is making those pitchers throw strikes. 2-2 is the count with nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Golden West Rustlers lead 2-0. It'll be Bushel, Mahaffey, and back to the top of the order, Vicent. Next pitch, lined into center field. Let's see if it falls in front of Fitzgerald. It doesn't. Fitzgerald makes the grab, and he's been busy so far. 3 putouts, and that's out number 1 for Golden West.
Yeah, if you're not going to get your hip behind it and hit it out of the park, you just got to hit it into the ground.
So 3 putouts on the day so far for Fitzgerald, the center fielder, and this brings on Logan Mahaffey. 321 on the year, no homers, 12 RBIs. On-base percentage of .392.
Let's see.
Mahaffey 0 for 3 in the loss to Saddleback on Tuesday. And spinning still out of that stretch. And look at a bunt attempt. Jarvis coming up to get it, but the ball goes foul. 0-1 to Logan Mahaffey. Mahaffey, when we first started doing the broadcast about 3 weeks ago, was near the top of the order, but he's been struggling as of late. So still keep his glove in the lineup. He's been dropped down to the 9th spot. 0-1 with 1 out. Spinning at the stretch once again, and he delivers. Lined, fouled back. So 0-2, so a little bit better control by spinning this inning around.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if he actually starts to throw the ball a little harder over the next couple innings. I think our first pitcher out there, Matson, yeah, I think he's coming right out of the gate with a live shoulder, good pace.
Grounded foul.
I think Jay Spinning here is getting into his groove a little bit, and right now he's getting touched by a lot of these batters, but if he can throw with a little more pace, maybe give me 2 or 3 more miles per hour, I really like the stuff he's throwing in the second inning.
And that's just what Summer McCartney, the head coach, wants. He wants innings out of this young man. 0-2 with 1 out. Pitch right on the corner. And Art Augustin calls and rings up Mahaffey. So that's a called strikeout. That's strike out number 1 with the second out of the day. And this brings Vyson up. Jeremiah Vyson to lead off the inning once again.
Guess you got to call it how you see it. Not quite sure that's a strike.
And that time he called it as a strike. Vyson leads it off, and he got the Rustlers going in the first inning by getting a hit by pitch and scoring their first run.
Yeah, this will be a good matchup here because pitchers know who's in front of them. Oh, man.
Next pitch, high and wide is right. We mentioned you weren't doing a broadcast, but out of Western High School in Anaheim, the school that produced Eldrick Tiger Woods.
Okay.
So he's got a little athletic prowess to follow up to. Their best player, most likely.
Boom.
Lined, and this will be a tough play. The ball gets by shortstop Jarvis. So Vyson continues his hot hitting. And when you look at Jeremiah Vyson, baseball's the one game, Chris, that even though he's 5'5", his numbers don't lie. You might see his name and see the box score and say, oh, man, this guy's a stud and whatever. He steals a lot of bases. And then you got out here and maybe you're a little disappointed because of the stature. But in baseball, you can pull it off.
Yeah, I think people typically like a bigger athlete regardless of the sport. But in baseball, what's nice about being smaller is you make the strike zone smaller, you make the batter's box smaller, and you make it a smaller window that pitcher's got to hit.
And he's a master fly chaser. And just a couple of our broadcasts as the ball spinner throws the ball down to try to hold a Vyson. He's run down a couple balls where he's had beautiful lines to the ball and utilized his speed. And there he goes. What a jump Vyson got on that play, but the ball was fouled back by Padilla. So he had that base clean.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, the tough part about being a left-handed pitcher, although that's generally such an advocate for your team, is getting that ball over to first base. It's a little bit more obvious when you're rearing that elbow back to throw.
Especially at the set, which spinning is.
Like that. There's just too much time. The guy doesn't even have to slide. He can just step over to the bag.
And a lot of times now you have the Division I and minor league and major league guys use the slide step where they're basically sliding off the mound to make a throw to first.
Yeah.
Vyson with his lead. Bench calling back.
Again, you might as well just throw the ball to the plate because you being left-handed going that slow, you're not going to get that guy.
Padilla, shortstop, beautiful double.
And I won't be surprised to see him run again. Runners like playing that little game with pitchers. Oh, you think you have me? Watch me.
0-1. Fouled back again. So now the count's 0-2 with 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, the Rustlers of Golden West are up 2-0. Took advantage of first inning by Vyson getting hit by a pitch. Marquez with the double. And single by Shell accounted for all their runs. 2 runs in that inning. Line score so far is 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Golden West. For Saddleback, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Chase spinning at the stretch. Checks Vyson and the pitch. Oh, pitch out. So the bench or Auerbach calls for a pitch out, and Vison's not going anywhere on 0-2.
Yeah, I think he's trying to hang that runner over there because he's already made him bleed once.
He had that base clearly stolen. He was halfway to second on that last stolen base attempt. Now, he's rattling, spinning. Spinning now steps off the mound, takes his glove off his hand, and now he's bouncing the ball around. So a little bit of frustration's coming to the point of spinning without his body language is showing it. Vyson with his lead. 1-2 to Padilla. Vyson going again. Breaking ball. Here's the throw by Auerbach.
He's in.
Forget it. Jeremiah Vyson once again make it 26 stolen bases on the year. So the catalyst of the Rustlers continues to play up to his high level.
And that's what I mean. Like, as a pitcher, you got to know who you are. Right now, you're a left-handed pitcher coming in trying to get rhythm. You don't challenge the best base runner on the other team playing the back-and-forth game with him. Because you're going to fire him up, and he's going to make that steal after you've thrown to the base 4 times to check him.
2-2, pitch foul back. Lujois looks at it.
See that little jog over there? Look at his jog back to second base. I mean, he knows he's working this pitcher.
He could try to go to third, but there's the old baseball adage, you never make the third out at third base. You don't never make the first out, or you make the third out at third. So we'll see what Vyson, he's going to extend his lead to see if he can score an infield hit. 2-2, Padilla from Schelling. He popped up. And it looks like it's an easy play for Riley Kasper. Struggling with the sun a little bit, but he takes it in. So for Golden West, no runs in the bottom of the second. 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. There were no errors. We're going to go to the top of the third. Golden West Rustlers lead the Saddleback College Gauchos 2-0. So Chris, so far so good, Rustlers. Getting the pitching, getting their men on base, keeping and holding down the power that is Saddleback College Gaucho baseball.
Yeah, it's been good so far, and I think a lot of that credit goes to the pitcher, getting these guys to foul off a bunch of balls, getting them to pop up, fly, easy catches for transition. So that's a good job by spinning there, making it happen. I'm interested to see, though, just going into the 3rd inning here, I believe. We got Golden West back at the mound, and I want to see if these heaters keep coming or if they start to slow down. We've got a good angle here right behind the action, so we can see.
Luke Mattson, Rustlers strikeout artist throughout the course of the year. 3.36 ERA, 3-3 on the year, 9 starts and 11 appearances. He's saved 2 games. He's thrown 56 in the 3rd innings. I like his strikeout ratio, almost 1-to-1, 35 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And batters have only hit 239 against him. So that speaks highly of his skill as a pitcher when you're hitting teams under, that 270 range.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, top of the 3rd. 14, Riley Kasper. Second baseman Riley Kasper.
Oh, these Saddleback hitters are fun for me to watch. I mean, this is a good matchup. A really good pitcher, with good heat. I'd like to see him throw more than just fastballs, but he's got good heat, and these batters are strong, and fastballs and strong hitting equal interesting baseball.
Very aggressive hitting team. Kasper in the year, 268, 3 homers, 32 RBIs. Mattson delivers first pitch, trying to pound it in there, a little bit low. 1-0 to Riley Kasper. Business major, 5'11", 180 pounds.
180, huh?
He's one of those plug-in-play second basemen. The 1-0 pitch by Mattson down low a little bit. And Saddleback has a history of those kind of guys. They had a guy named Nick Punto, played about 15 years in the major leagues as a utility infielder. Boston Red Sox, Dodgers, Phillies, Minnesota Twins. Riley Kasper fits that mode. 2-0. Pitch, hit to right field. Bushel looks like he has it. He takes a few steps back near the fence, but he takes it in. Out number 1 on the fly ball to right field. So 1 down. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jordan Fitzgerald.
I'm always so impressed by those deep plays like that. I mean, watching it on TV, it's interesting. It's easy to think like, oh, it's such an easy play. It's routine. But baseball is a sport where the ball may not come to you often, but when it does, you've got to be so good, and you've got to have such high percentages of rate on return.
Fitzgerald stepping in, left-handed, 1 down, top of the 3rd inning. Golden West leading 2-0. Mattson delivers up high, facing Jordan Fitzgerald out of San Clemente High School.
Same thing with catchers. Catchers and outfielders. Such impressive work.
Mattson ready to go again, staring over his glove. Fitzgerald back and forth. Next pitch outside corner,
I thought that was a strike.
Call. 1-1.
That's a good call.
To Jordan Fitzgerald, 265 on the year, 1 homer, 13 RBIs. Madsen looking in, rocks back, delivers to Marquez. Line just past Lopez.
Wow.
Fitzgerald rounding first, and
Maybe
by the time Bushel gets the ball, Bushel brings it in, and that'll be a double for Jordan Fitzgerald. So Saddleback has something going with 1 out as we go to the top of the order. So double for Jordan Fitzgerald. He stands at second base with 1 out. Madsen will be pitching out of the stretch, and we go to the top of the order, and that brings up shortstop Mike Jarvis. Fitzgerald at second.
This is a fun matchup here.
Guarded tightly by second baseman Whitaker, playing shading Fitzgerald close to the bag. Jarvis stepping in. Madsen gets his sign, sets. And the pitch. Breaking ball.
Yeah, that's a strike.
Nice,
that's a real good-looking pitch. Impressive.
Sharp breaking ball to get that strike to jump out 0-1. And that's where Madsen's been effective throughout the year. If he can get his breaking ball over first pitch, second pitch, it really makes his fastball jump.
Oh, yeah.
0-1 to Mike Jarvis, the shortstop for Saddleback. Madsen at the stretch, looks back at Fitzgerald. 0-1 pitch. Sinker down low, 1-1. If you've joined us late, Golden West scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first. We're in the top of the third now. Saddleback Gauchos in the black, Golden West in the green and gold, from Fred Hoover Field on the campus of Golden West College in Huntington Beach. 1-1's the count to Mike Jarvis. Madsen looks, stretch, delivers, ground ball to Padilla. He fields it cleanly, throws it over to Lopez, and that is the second out. So 2 down.
Good throw.
So 2 down for Saddleback Gauchos, and that'll bring up their leading hitter, Brett Arbach. Fitzgerald remains at second with 2 down.
I always worry about those throws that are kind of beyond second base, throwing to first base. Just even in the pro level, you see that botched so often. So it takes a real good arm from a shortstop and keeping the head still, one line. And that was a good throw.
Padilla's been strong throughout the year here at Golden West College. He loves that infield. It's manicured beautifully. On the road, he's struggled a little bit with his fielding. Well, there's 2 outs. Madsen now facing Arbach. Challenge, the leading hitter. First pitch, sinker down low. So 1-0. Fitzgerald with his lead at second. Rustler's playing straight away. Mahaffey at third, Padilla at short. Whitaker shaded a little bit towards second. Lopez at first. Outfield of Shell, Vyson, and Bushel with Marquez behind the plate and Luke Madsen on the mound. 1-0 the count to Brett Arbach. 1-0 pitch, fastball right in there, 1-1.
Good pitch. Again, he's throwing that fastball with heat. If I'm Saddleback, I'm being super aggressive on attacking.
1-1, 2 outs. Madsen trying to get out of this situation. Loujois on deck. Willie. Maybe later in our broadcast we'll get the origin of his name. 3 different pronunciations here, baseball-wise, Chris. Might do it next inning if he can get this out. Ooh, fastball right down the middle. Good pitch by Madsen. 1-2 with 2 outs. Madsen looking back at Fitzgerald. Arbach digging in, swinging that bat back and forth, back and forth. Madsen looking to Marquez for a sign. He comes to the stretch. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. Sinker down low. Evens it up. 2 across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fitzgerald, Jordan Fitzgerald on second for Saddleback. Golden West up 2-0 in the top of the third. All South Coast player at Tesoro when Arbach was in high school.
Yeah, he's got a nice looking stance too. Nice little
Whitaker sneaking back. Madsen looking at him, the 2-2 pitch.
Boom.
Lined in, Padilla makes the stop and grabs it, and that'll do it. So a little bit of a threat once again for the Gauchos of Saddleback College, but they come away empty-handed. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no errors. So we go to the bottom of the third. It's all Golden West so far. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, Padilla is definitely one of Golden West's best players, if not the best player.
Very active early on with his defense.
I mean, defensively, stealing bases, getting on base. He's making things happen for Golden West, which you got to do in all sports, especially baseball.
And right now we're at a point where both teams are going in different directions. You've got Burtville Royale's team that he knows there's no playoffs in sight. Saddleback with their coach McCartney. He's looking for how he's going to set up his rotation come a week from Saturday, the playoffs. So a little bit of different mindset coming from both sides.
Yeah, it can be dangerous, though, with the whole rest thing. You know, you hear about that a lot with all sports, pro sports, college sports, youth sports. We're in such a time right now. We talk about rest and all these things, but there is a specific, argument to be had on rhythm and momentum. And if you're not creating momentum for your group, that's how early exits happen in the playoffs.
And that's one reason we have Chase Spinning throwing in this game. They just need innings from him. I mean, he's a redshirt player.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of a double positive for them. Or one, they get innings from him, he gets the experience, but also it gets the rest for their primary starters.
And this will be bringing up Anthony Marquez. Big double in the first inning, drove in the Rustlers' first run. The catcher coming into this game, hitting .302. He got another RBI, so he's up to 9 RBIs in the year. And we had mentioned very good eye. You're not going to find anybody on this Rustler team that has a better eye than Anthony Marquez.
He cracked that last one that went back to the wall.
Spinning back to pitching out of the stretch. And the first one to Marquez, breaking ball outside. And that was his difficulty in that first inning.
Yeah.
He's going to a windup or he's going to the stretch.
Yeah, he's going high and wide outside. If I've got a right-handed hitter, I'm jamming him up near his waist, if anything.
Especially a guy like Marquez with his on-base percentage.
For sure. You don't want this guy getting the thick part of the bat on the ball. That's a better pitch.
That was a nice breaking ball going in.
And that's questionable on whether that's a strike or that's a ball, but I'm jamming this guy up consistently. I don't want him hitting the ball with the biggest part of his bat.
1-1's the count to Anthony Marquez. Spinning, throws it. Down low once again. So 2-1. Marquez in the advantage to him. Chase Spinning. Throwing from the stretch for the second consecutive inning. 2-1 to catcher Anthony Marquez. Next pitch, fastball, grounded foul. Just past third base coach Mike Monday. Marquez on the year has been solid, .302. Great on-base percentage. Over 40%. Last week struggled, had a really couple tough games against Santa Ana. 2-2 pitch to Marquez.
Ooh.
Lines it to short. Jarvis backhanded.
That's a good grab.
And a nice bag. So Jarvis makes a nice fielding play, but he throws Lujawa off the bag, and that'll give a base hit to the Rustlers.
Oh, that was a good-looking snag by Jarvis, but that's what I'm talking about. Would be past second base, getting that ball to first base cleanly is a difficult play. So if you've got a shortstop who can make that happen, a second baseman who can make that happen, they're usually in the league.
So that's the second hit of the day for Anthony Marquez. The third overall for the Rustlers. And another leadoff runner, which they've had 3 in the first 3 innings. This brings up Josh Lopez, next pitch, outside. So 1-0, and that's been the difficulty throughout these first 3 innings for Spinning. First ball strikes, he's not been able to deliver.
Yeah, I mean, and when he's going against his left-handed pitcher, I'm not thinking he's looking at the plate for where he wants to put the ball. It seems the batter, is changing his perspective. Because now you see he's more wide to the left.
Strike, 1-1. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. Golden West leads 2-0. Just a recent infield hit by Anthony Marquez, his second of the day. He's got a lead.
But I'm curious how we're going to see his savvy get better as the game goes, because good pitchers, they know each batter. They know their tendencies. They know what they hit well. They know what they don't deal with well. That was a good pitch right there.
Nice breaking ball. So a couple effective breaking balls.
Nothing
so far
broke
by
a good
Spinning.
2 feet right there. That went from neck level to waist level.
So in this inning, spinning has been spinning.
Spinning.
You knew I was going to say that eventually.
I knew it.
I was going to wait till like the 7th or 8th inning.
I was waiting on it.
Breaking ball, but he takes it.
Is that caught?
And it is snagged by the left fielder, Brett O'Toole, for out number 1. So 1 down. Marquez remains at first. Lopez flew out or lined out to the left fielder, and it'll bring on Austin Shell. Base hit last time up. Brought in a run for the Rustlers, so an RBI for Shell so far today, an RBI for Marquez. Golden West leads 2-0. Spinning at the stretch. Looks at Marquez, delivers, driven to left center field, but it looks like it's going to be a beat.
I don't know.
And O'Toole delivers and comes up with that. So a nice catch by Brett O'Toole, brings the ball in for the second out. So 2 down, 2 fly balls, 2 O'Toole.
It's one thing I'm not a fan of. I see a lot in baseball is outfielders, when the ball's hit, they kind of move to meet the ball at the spot. If I'm an outfielder, I'm going to beat it hard. Even when there's no wind, I'm going to get set up early so I can move my feet, make some late adjustments, and guarantee the catch.
Well, you haven't seen Vyson go after a fly ball. You'll enjoy seeing that. 2 down, because he really runs a great direct line to it. First pitch to Whitaker outside. So 2 down, Trent Whitaker batting. First time up, he flied to center field. Chase spinning on the mound for Saddleback College out of Mission Viejo, California. That's where the school's located. Marquez with his lead at first, another pitch outside. 2-0 the count to Trent Whitaker. 259 on the year, no homers, 8 RBIs. Whitaker had 2 hits last week and runs scored, so he's been productive as of late.
Yeah.
2-0. Snelling delivers, fastball over, 2-1 to Trent Whitaker.
He's starting to get patient here on the mound a little bit. A little more settled in, not so many balls in a row or high and wide.
2-1 with 2 outs. Marquez with his lead at first. Snelling delivers. Down low. No advancement by Marquez. So 3-1. That's the count with 2 outs.
Yeah, spinning is just looking a little bit tight.
He had a little moment an inning ago where you thought he might have got his bearings together, but he's back to now the control issue once again.
But again, that's the thing. Inning to inning, when you haven't had that starting pitcher experience, it's every single inning.
And a miss.
Every single inning can seem like your first time out there.
Full count to Trent Whitaker, 3-2 with 2 outs.
Especially when you're down in the count.
Golden West leading 2-0. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. For Saddleback, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. Spinning delivers, swing and a miss, or did the catcher Allback hang on? It looks like he didn't, and he also took a little pounding by that ball. So the ball not held by Allback for the 3rd strike, and he's paying that price for it. He gets a little tap on the shoulder by home plate umpire Augustin, and he's back at it. Tough it up, guy. What else, right? Catchers they call catching the tools of ignorance.
100%.
3-2 with 2 outs. Marquez probably leading. Spins it and gets it out. So full count remains full. Trent Whitaker still batting for Golden West.
These batters are doing a good job waiting to see the pitch, and not predetermining their swing, but just a little bit late. Got to swing that arm a little bit faster.
Marquez with his lead. He'll be moving on the pitch, spinning at the stretch. The 3-2 to Whitaker, and fouled back. So Whitaker continues to stay alive as the pitch count increases. I have about 33 pitches thrown right now by spinning.
Yeah.
So he is really, he's putting the time in, trying to gain his control. He's only had a little bit of control with his breaking ball. Full count. Marquez will be off with the pitch once again. There he goes, and it's low for ball 4. So the runners advance. Whitaker to first, Marquez to second. So the Rustlers have a runner in scoring position. And it looks like we have a pitching change right now. Looks like manager McCartney coming out, and he's signaling who he's going to bring in. And there will be a pitching change. So a thing that Summer McCartney didn't really want. He wanted to gain some innings out of spinning, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, but it seems like he's a smart and a competitive coach. So he's not just throwing this game away because he's already in the playoffs. He's like, we want to get some rhythm. We want to make sure we're winning. And if you're not getting the job done consistently, we have guys who will. It's a sign of a good coach.
Number 33, Nick Hernandez.
And Nick Hernandez is going to be coming in the game for the Saddleback Gauchos. We'll check Hernandez's statistics. He's he got a nice ERA, 2.16 ERA. He's appeared in 7 games, all in relief. He's only thrown 8 innings. So once again, he's given up 7 hits with 8 strikeouts. So he's a hard thrower, but just like spinning, Chris, he hasn't thrown a lot in this season. So It's like he's almost like they're looking for him as a future potential player.
Yeah. Well, I think the coach is going to kind of keep his game plan alive. He's not going to go to any of his primary starters to try to win a game that doesn't determine playoffs or not. But if a guy's in there like spinning, not necessarily getting it done, then other guys got to have opportunities. And again, that is a sign of a good coach with a program that has accountability.
And he is a freshman, so there is eligibility a year from now. He's getting, just like spinning, experience. So Hernandez, 6'3", so he's got a lot of size to him.
Yeah, big boy.
Big right-hander out of San Juan Hills High School, San Juan Capistrano. All he's trying to do right now is keep it down, keep the Rustlers off the board again, because right now they're in good position. They're getting a good outing from Luke Madsen. So far he's been throwing up some zeros through the first 3 innings. And with 2 outs and 2 runners on, Marquez on second.
Number 10,
and Whitaker at first brings on Aiden Cacciatore, who's been struggling of late. It would be a nice time for Aiden to deliver. Cacciatore recovering from a torn labrum. Just got in the lineup about a week ago. Started off really hot. Was getting a lot of walks, 2 for 3 coming out of the box, but as of late it's been burdensome for him. First pitch is a strike.
Good pitch. And this guy is already on the mound exuding more confidence, right? He's up here. He looks like he's in control of the mound, strong legs. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be enough to not keep Golden West from scoring runs.
0-1 with 2 outs. 2-0 Rustlers, 2 men on. Hernandez, first batter he's facing at the stretch. Looks back at Marquez. And delivers. Breaking ball, a little low and outside. And now a little bit of a conversation from Auerbach to his pitcher Hernandez. A little bit of communication in there. I think he was expecting a different pitch, and then Auerbach got a little crossed up.
Yeah, I'm sure this catcher is like, you got to give me something consistent like we normally throw.
I mean, he already couldn't hold on to a foul tip, which is unto itself frustrating because that prolonged the inning.
For sure.
Auerbach back to his spot.
All right, let's see if we can get a little more consistency going here.
1-2 with 2 outs.
Got that Larry Bird number on, number 33.
And Aiden Cacciatore. 2 runners on for the Rustlers. Cacciatore swinging the bat back and forth. Hernandez at the stretch. The 1-1 pitch with 2 outs.
Oh.
Right up the middle. Past Jarvis. Here comes Marquez to score the 3rd run. First and second, and a big hit by Cacciatore to break out of his slide.
Yeah, I want to see Golden West be a little bit more aggressive about running the bases. I know their game is, pick and pop, just grab a base here and there, get the quick bunt, grab a steal, but some of these opportunities, they could make it happen, break this thing open.
Well, Cacciatore does break out of his slump, though, and he gets a big, big hit. And first and second remains, and this will bring up the right fielder, Justin Bushel.
I like that stance by Bushel.
2 men on with still 2 outs, and Bushel hits it to right center field, and the ball's going to drop, and it does!
See?
Here comes Whitaker.
I like the aggressive run.
And Cacciatore slides into 3rd, and a double by Bushel, so the Rustlers are now up 4-0.
See, at this level, I like that aggressive opportunity taking. That's the difference between you getting out of these innings 7-0 and 3-0.
And a couple big runs and a nice hit there by Justin Bushel. We go to the bottom of the order. Logan Mahaffey, 4-0 Rustlers. 2 in the first, 2 in this 3rd inning.
I like aggressive running. force the defense to make plays.
You always want to challenge the opposition.
Especially when you don't have guys with big arms. You don't know when the next opportunity for you to run is going to be. So if you can get the opportunity, take it.
With 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Cacciatore at third, Bushel at second. Rustlers up 4-0. Hernandez pitches. Swing and a miss by Mahaffey. Big cut. Mahaffey was going for the downs. So now Logan Mahaffey getting a little aggressive. Looks at his bat and says, why didn't you come through for me that time? 0-1. 2 outs. Rustlers come up with 2. This inning they lead 4-0. Relief pitcher Hernandez in the game. That'll close the book on the left-handed starter Chase Spinning.
Yeah.
He went 2 2/3 and gave up 3 runs. The 4th run is credited to Hernandez. Hernandez delivers. Fastball delayed call by umpire Augustin.
He had to think about that one for a little while. And that's what I mean. Earlier in the game, remember, everything was a ball that was close. And as it gets deeper here, he likes the drama. It's going to be strikes.
0-2 to Logan Mahaffey. And the pitch right up the middle. Here comes Jarvis. Jarvis on the move and makes a nice play to Luzois. But the Rustlers do come up with 2 more runs with 3 hits. 2 runners left on base, no errors. And we go to the top of the 4th. It's good news. Golden West Rustlers 4, Saddleback College Gauchos 0. So you might have wanted the aggressiveness of that game and that inning, but you're satisfied with the content of the run score.
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on Golden West getting on the board here, and especially in a game where Saddleback has nothing. So you don't want to necessarily take massive risks, but I think there's a difference between aggressiveness and risks. I think risks out here are, we've got them halfway to the base, and this is the best shoulder they have throwing at a short distance. But if you've got a guy hitting the ball beyond the shortstop and you're rounding second, go ahead and try to make it happen to third. And you saw what happened. It's not going to happen every time, but the percentages are in your favor. At the junior college level, guys throwing from distance, they won't make those throws as often.
This also puts starter Luke Mattson in a great position, up with a 4-0 cushion. It's been very rare throughout the course of this year that he's had 4 runs to work with. So now he can go back and just do his stuff, rely on that fastball, mix in a few breaking balls so far today, and then the Rustlers give him maybe into the 6th or 7th inning, and they've got some opportunities.
Yeah.
Now batting number 12, Willie Lajoie.
The Saddleback hitters just have some legs on them, right? They look like they can put some real lead on the ball.
First batter for Saddleback is Willie Lujois.
No runs yet, though.
We might as well get into that. There was always a famous ball player, Hall of Famer, called Nap Lajoie, spelling the same way.
Yeah, another one.
Or Lajoie. This gentleman wants to be known as Lujois. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Big power by the Beckman High Irvine graduate. 2 for 3 on Tuesday with a homer and a double. 359 on the year with 4 dingers, 42 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch.
You calling that a strike?
Well,
I don't know.
Schwa is now in the hole, and that's where you want to keep these big hitters behind in the count that are big swingers.
Yeah.
Mattson going good right now. Looking in for a sign from Marquez, and he rocks back in the 0-2 pitch.
That's a
Breaking
strike.
ball a little high. 1-2 to first baseman Willie Lujois.
Yeah, I've got those calls backwards. It's a good thing I'm not out there.
Business finance major, Saddleback College. 1-2 with nobody out. Defense playing back. Infield back. Outfield playing. Slided to left center. Mattson looks in for his sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Popped up, right side. Let's see if look at Vyson going after it. And it's grabbed by Bushel. So very active by Justin Bushel for another out.
Number 19, Brett O'Toole.
This will bring on Brett O'Toole, the left fielder. So keeping Lajoie off the bases, the power man for Saddleback, getting that first out per inning is done Mattson well.
Yeah, I agree. Down the stretch here, let's see if he keeps throwing that heater. I'm going to keep saying it because the arm tends to slow down over time. And when you've got these hitters that Saddleback does, when they get in rhythm, they could start, popping the ball out into the field. So Golden West wants to make sure they keep this healthy lead.
First pitch down low, 1-0 to Britt O'Toole, left fielder for Saddleback. Next pitch, breaking ball, and it's a good one. 1-1.
That was a pretty pitch.
Britt O'Toole, number 19, out of San Clemente, the sophomore. And the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So Mattson mixing up both pitches, his fastball and his breaking ball, to perfection right now. So
like
he's
that
in
one
control.
Too. I like that one.
1-2.
Got to get these Badgers swinging. Make them hesitate when they come back to the plate on you.
1-2 to O'Toole. Mattson looking in for a sign, and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Good pitching.
So Luke Mattson on his game right now, another strikeout.
That's simple. Good pitching.
So that's his second strikeout on the day.
Now batting number 9, Chad Crosby.
And Chad Crosby, the right fielder, will be coming to bat with 2 down. Crosby got a hit the first time up, was left stranded. 2 outs. Golden West up 4-0, top of the 4th. First pitch, a swing and a miss.
Man, he is starting to feel it a little bit here. Good pace right down the middle. Keep these batters who should be trying to be aggressive, but making a miss.
You got to love his control right now.
I do.
Not one base on ball yet. I don't want to jinx him.
0-1.
0-1 to Chad Crosby, the left fielder. Next pitch.
What do you think? Wide?
It depends on the mood of umpire Augustin. 1-1 with 2 outs. Mattson in a motion, ready to go. The 1-1 pitch. Next pitch inside. Sometimes when a pitcher's going this well, Chris, a lot of times batters will step out, call time, tug at their gloves, try to throw them off rhythm.
Right.
Mattson's ready to go right now, and he's once again 2-1 is the count with 2 outs. He's rocking back, and he delivers. Swing and a miss. So now he's working all quadrants of the plate. Up, down, in, and out.
Yeah, he's feeling good right now.
2-2 with 2 outs. To left fielder Chad Crosby. 1 for 4 on Tuesday in that victory. 8-2 over the Rustlers. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Mattson gets Crosby going down.
Boom.
Strikeout number 3 for Luke Mattson.
And clean. Rocks right off the plate. He knows. He's staying confident. Dapping up his guys on the way in. Saddleback's going to need to take some action here to return. And I am really enjoying this soundtrack today out here at Golden West College.
1, 2, 3 in the top of the 4th for Saddleback College Gauchos. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 strikeouts that inning by Mattson. And as we go to the bottom half of the 4th, all Rustlers. Golden West leads 4-0. Like that reggae, huh?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Hernandez trying to get back on track. He's returning to the mound. And he's going to try to give his head coach, McCartney, something that the starter Chase Spinning didn't do. Give him some innings.
Yeah, keep the audience going here with this good soundtrack and this good baseball in front of us.
Golden West, 2 runs. Golden West, 2 runs in the bottom of the 1st, 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd for their 4-0 lead. And they're going to go back to the top of the order once again. Their leadoff hitter for the 3rd time today, Jeremiah Vyson.
All right, if you're going to turn my music off, you got to show me some good baseball here.
Vyson so far so good on the day. A base hit and a hit by pitch. He scored 2 runs. So the catalyst of the Rustler baseball squad is continuing to do what he does best, get on base.
That hit by pitch was aggressive.
Starting out the game, too. First pitch in the bunt. Let's see if
it?
there's a
Can
play.
he make it?
And just in time. Beautiful throw by Spencer Heinius.
Yeah, that first base umpire's right there. Got to give him that.
Now batting number 7.
So Heinius makes a nice throw on that play, gets on the running scoop, and just gets Bison for out number 1. So there's one down, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Nelson Padilla. Fine fielding play. Bison just got thrown out. First pitch, a strike. 0-1 with one out. Hernandez on the mound for the Saddleback Gauchos. Next pitch, over.
Yeah, I still wouldn't call this pitcher clean, but he's definitely got a little bit more control than our last guy, Chase Spinning.
Nick Hernandez, big right-hander, freshman.
San Juan.
Anybody out of South County is usually going to go play baseball at Saddleback. 0-2 pitch, grounded to second. And it's an easy play for Kasper. And Kasper throws it out. So Ryan Kasper to first baseman Lajoie, and that's the second out. So we're now going to go back to the catcher, Anthony Marquez. So 2 up, 2 down. Bottom of the fourth, Golden West still with a 4-0 lead. Nelson Hernandez in his second inning of work. Nick Hernandez, inning number 2. First pitch, fly to center field. Fitzgerald looks like he has a beat on it. He takes it. Yep. And it's a very easy inning for Nick Hernandez. And
1, 2, 3.
For Golden West, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Only a few pitches thrown by Hernandez. And as we go to the top of the 5th, Golden West with a 4-0 lead. So this game's moving along rather quickly now. Once you got Spinning out of the game, who was having control issues, Matson's now he's rocking back and just like he's in a chair.
Yeah, he's got more demand to the mound. Like I said before, he's looking more confident out there, and I think that's half the battle right there. Step into the mound with confidence, looking aggressive, playing aggressive.
Luke Matson so far, 4 innings. He's only given up 3 hits. Very effective around the plate, and that's been key, where the last couple starts he's struggled with his control. 3 walks in his last start. I mean, he's been striking out people through the course of the year, but I think his success has been based on his control.
Yeah, I'd agree. Watching him get a couple warm-up throws in here. It's already pretty deep in his pitch count.
We talked about Nick Punto being a success, and recently, an alumni of Saddleback College, had a 15-year career. Well, the Rustlers have a nice pitcher. They have Chris, I think it's Vininski. He's a Chris Davinsky, who's a reliever for the Houston Astros. He started his career at Golden West College, and he's a mainstay in their bullpen. Inconsistent still in his career. He's utilized when he's strong in save efforts, and then when he's not, more in hold or setup situations. But he's really niched a nice career down for the Astros. Back to the top of the 5th.
Yeah, I'm a guy who transferred from junior college in my sport and got the opportunity to move on to Division I and then to play at the professional level. So I can always sympathize with guys who start out here and then make it to the league. It's impressive.
0-1. Swing and a miss.
That's a pretty wild swing.
Spencer Heinsius. And Chris, Austin, your sport was volleyball, so a little bit different, yet the regiment of a collegiate athlete is the same.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you're in college, you interact with all the athletes, especially if you're going to a junior college, because a lot of times it's a commuter type situation. So when you're on campus, you know the other athletes, and whether it's weights, whether it's practice, video, things like that, the strong separate themselves, and usually the hardest workers who have some talent end up getting the opportunity to play at the next level.
1-2 to third baseman Spencer Heinsius. 2-2 is the count. Heinsius on the day so far. Great fielding play last inning. Second at bat, flied out to right field first time up. On deck, Conor Glenn, the designated hitter. Next pitch grounded. We'll see who gets it. Padilla gets it. Strong arm throw in time.
Good
so to Lopez. So nice play once again by Nelson Padilla. His fielding shoes are on today for out number 1.
15, Conor Glenn.
Smooth fielding so far by Padilla. All elements. Backhanding the ball in the hole, turning the double play, getting the pop fly.
Making it happen. Like I said, Padilla, if not the best, one of the best.
Making his job easier for Luke Mattson, too. He can just throw strikes and let his defense do the work.
Yeah,
One
he's
down.
still throwing with good pace. That's good pace.
Designated hitter fouled to the right side, Conor Glenn.
Making batters late.
Conor Glenn coming into this game was hitting .286. Big power guy for Saddleback. 5 homers, 18 runs batted in. He's stepping in. Hits his bat against the plate, whether it's aluminum or composite. That's always a debatable issue at the college level. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and it doesn't matter what kind of bat he's using on that one. He fans on it. 0-2 to designated hitter Conor Glenn. Luke Mattson into his 5th inning of work. He's only given up 3 hits.
He's working.
Mattson rocks and delivers. Gets it out a little high. 1-2 with 1 out to designated hitter for the Gauchos, Conor Glenn. Mattson ready. When you're going good, you're moving it quick. Mattson rocks back on the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? Yes, he did. That's another strikeout by Luke Mattson.
Yeah, I'm not sure the batter knows he got struck out.
He's got that slow walk to the dugout.
Number 14, Riley Kasper.
So 4 Ks on the day for Mattson. Up springs second baseman Riley Kasper. Flied out to right field his first time up. 2 down. Fastball popped in a little high. 1-0 with 2 outs to Saddleback second baseman Riley Kasper. Kasper 6-1 out of Capo Valley High. Next pitch down low. Capo Valley Cougars, the blue and gold. 2-0 to Riley Kasper. Or I should say black and gold. I think Capo Valley's black and gold. Don't quote
I'm
me
pretty
on
sure. Capo Valley's black and gold.
Next pitch, grounded foul back. The Santa Margarita's blue and gold.
Santa Margarita, blue and gold in the Trinity League.
There you go. 2-1 with 2 outs. Golden West up 4-0, top of the 5th inning. Luke Mattson working on a gem today. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So Mattson's got both pitches working and all sides of the plate going.
Yeah, he's been doing it for about 3 innings straight now. He's working the plate, working these batters, and working the scoreboard.
2-2 to Riley Kasper. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a homer in that win on Tuesday. The 2-2 pitch, foul back, so Kasper staying alive. Coaching at third, once again, Tony Gomes. And at first, Quinn Hawksworth for the Gauchos. 2-2 with 2 outs, top of the 5th. Luke Mattson delivers. Breaking ball, swung and missed. So given strikeout number 5, and Mattson is working on a gem.
Man.
For Saddleback, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base as we're moving to the halfway point of this game. Bottom of the 5th, it's all Golden West. They lead Saddleback 4-0.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need to get this soundtrack for my car. Do they still make soundtracks?
You can call it a soundtrack, whether in this age of Pandora or all the various music elements. Chris, while we have the chance, so you did beach volleyball for us. I'm going to give you another opportunity to tout your book, promote the book, and tell us what it's about.
Yeah, and you know what's ironic about it is it's called The Way, a Hawaiian story of growth, relationships, and volleyball. We call it The Way, GRV. You can get it on Amazon or my website, chrispaustin.com. But it's not necessarily a book that teaches you, volleyball technique and practice plans. It's more about staying loyal to a team, the benefits that come from that. It's about, whether you're a big-time, highly recruited player or you're more under-the-table, kind of bargain basement type player, like working together, sticking to a system, creating success that way. So if you're looking for a good read, or if you don't like reading, this is going to be the thing to change your mind. The Way, GRV.
Well, one nice thing about sports is it brings a lot of factions of different people, different ethnicities, different socioeconomic backgrounds, just where you're working together for a cause. And there's a Lopez. Oh, and it gets in there. So Josh Lopez has been on fire. Another base hit for Lopez.
Yeah, Golden West is making it happen from the batter's box.
So that's 4 hits in the last two games against Saddleback for Josh Lopez. He leads off the bottom half of the 5th with the leadoff single just over the outstretched glove of Kasper. And with no outs and a runner on, left fielder Austin Shell's the batter. Lopez really not a threat to steal. He has a lead though. First pitch by Hernandez to Shell is over. 0-1's the count. Lopez on the year, no stolen bases, so I was right in that assessment. But he does have a lead. 0-1. Nick Hernandez at the stretch facing Austin Shell for Golden West. He hits it to second. Kasper throws over to Jarvis. Jarvis over to first.
What do you think?
Now there might be an interference call, so they might have called runner interference on Lopez. We'll see what they did. And now it looks like Bert Villarreal is going to argue that. So it looks like it was runner's interference on that play. Michael Miltimore, the base umpire, made the call and stated that Lopez was in the way or went out of his way to get to Mike Jarvis, the shortstop. So as a result, you have a double play. So there's quickly 2 outs.
Yeah, those are those Alex Rodriguez shenanigans.
The kind of plays where they're supposed to be tougher now with replay, where you tag the bag, you don't tag the bag, you come off the bag, you don't tag the bag. But in Miltimore's opinion, it was an interference play. So
I gotta say,
2 down.
I'm not a big fan of the new video stuff going on in sports because obviously it helps you get more calls, right? But one, it delays the game, and I think that drama in sports and some of that subjectivity is positive. You know, I think that creates more interest for the fans.
1-1's the count to.
You know, if we're going to do the video thing, then you might as well have a video player over the plate every single time and just have that call strikes and balls.
Hernandez delivers.
That's a strike. Boom.
1-2 with 2 outs to Trent Whitaker, second baseman, Golden West. Lopez led off the inning for the Rustlers with a base hit, but was called on interference to create a double play on the ball that hit by Shell. 2-2, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nick Hernandez on his 3rd inning of work for Saddleback Gauchos. Trent Whitaker stepping in with a 2-2 count and the pitch, breaking ball up high. Whitaker takes the count full. Hernandez looking in, given a break by the umpire's call at second. Full count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Rustlers up 4-0. Pitch, breaking ball, let's see, but this time Kasper has it. He takes it in. So for the Rustlers, no runs, 1 hit.
Inning over.
No runners left on base, no errors. We're going to the top of the 6th. Golden West, Rustlers lead Saddleback 4-0.
Man, I got to keep commenting on it. This soundtrack is just impeccable.
Mixing it up, that's what we like. Mixologists, isn't that what they're called?
I'm not sure. I call it a DJ. Oh, man.
So you think this young man, besides playing baseball next year, Golden West should be flipping discs on Friday and Saturday nights?
Seriously, whoever's soundtrack this is, I've got to befriend that person.
Well,
look at the audience out here, head nodding, getting after it.
There you go. We like it. They like the music and they like the effort.
Exactly.
They like the effort that Luke Madsen's produced so
exactly.
far.
He's throwing some nice balls. Look at that. Boom. Right over the strike zone. And he's keeping it consistent. Good heat, good pace. That's what it takes to be a good pitcher in this league.
Madsen's gone 5 innings, 4 Ks, no walks. It speaks highly of
this.
This could be his strongest outing.
Yeah, you want to show some tape to the Rangers? Here's your tape. And these are some good hitters he's going against, too.
He's going against a team that has a .396 on-base percentage, has been 14-4 throughout the year on the road, 27-11, 12-7 in conference play, a solid second-place team next to Orange Coast College in the Orange Empire, so a very productive team. 21 homers by this team on the course of the year. Madison ready to go to work once again. Bottom of the order, Justin Fitzgerald, the center fielder. First pitch by Madison outside. 1-0 to center fielder Judson Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, platoon player. Bats against right-handers. Next pitch outside. 2-0. Jordan Fitzgerald, 265 on the year. 1 homer, 13 RBIs, 18 total bases. Next pitch. Looked good, but didn't get the call. 3-0.
3-0.
9 walks so far. We'll see if Matson can avoid number 10 for Fitzgerald. 3-0 pitch and up high. So spoke too soon. So 10th walk on the season for Jordan Fitzgerald. And now Saddleback in the 6th inning has a leadoff man on.
Definitely spoke too soon.
Mike Jarvis.
Oh, I like Jarvis is at the plate. I think he's got a good demeanor about him. I won't be surprised to see some action here.
They are in the game with their capability of putting runs quickly on the board. They trail 4-0. Golden West 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third. Matson at the stretch. Looking over at Fitzgerald, held on by Lopez. Delivers.
Look at that.
Into left center field. Here comes Bison. Is he going to be able to get it? No, he's going to have to take it off the wall. No, it goes over the fence.
Did I
over the 390 sign for a home run by Mike Jarvis. And quickly on that Jarvis home run, the score is now cut in half. Golden West 4, Saddleback 2.
Tell me I didn't call that.
You did.
Good
Unfortunately
looking
for
stroke.
Rustlers fans, he tried to get ahead of the count, Matson, and Jarvis made him pay with a homer right over the 390 sign, just over the yellow marking. Once it hits that yellow, it's a go and a homer. So a home run for Jarvis.
That's called instincts right there. Golden West still ahead, though. And look, he comes right back out with a strike. That's confidence. I love that from a pitcher. You get the ball stroked on you for a home run, you come back and you throw strikes.
Got to get that confidence back. The lead has been cut in half. Batter now Brett Auerbach. Next pitch, strike. Well, there's no room for error in this lineup. When you look at this lineup and what they produce, I mean, he was rolling up until this point and then trying to get ahead on the first pitch strike with a fastball. And Jarvis made him pay.
And that's the thing. It can happen so quickly against good hitters. It's like any sport, NBA basketball, hockey, baseball, football, just good offense sometimes can be so much more valuable than good defense. Although I do believe defense wins championships.
For the most part. And so far defensively for Golden West, they've been solid. Just that home run that just happened by Mike Jarvis. 4-2. Golden West with the lead. Top of the 6th. Matson delivers. Lined over the head of Padilla and stopped by Shell. Nice job in the outfield by Austin Shell, holding it to a single. Ball bounced in front of him.
A lot of people won't give him enough credit for that stop. That ball easily bounces under a lot of outfielders and becomes a double or a triple. So it's a good little stop right there to prevent any more base adage.
So Saddleback has scored twice in this inning in the 6th. The leadoff walk to Fitzgerald, followed by a Jarvis home run, and now a single by Auerbach. And there's a move toward Bert Villarreal is going out to the mound. He's probably going to check on his pitcher, see how he's feeling. Try to get that bullpen warmed up as well. Ace reliever Johnny Kuhn informed me earlier today that he's not going to be throwing. So we can look at him and not being viable.
Yeah, I'm curious what's happening in these conversations right now. If I had to imagine, Golden West is talking about preventing momentum right now, right? Making sure we get this game settled down a little bit, get back into their rhythm, and I think Saddleback is the exact opposite. I think they're probably saying, look, we're the higher-seeded team per se. it's time for us to start amping it up here.
Umpire Augustin trying to expedite the matters.
As he should.
In volleyball, I can see how, Chris, momentum switches. Baseball, I think it goes from more like the pitcher controls it. I mean, he is the one element that has a say in how everything proceeds on the field. You keep the ball in play, your fielders have a chance to make a play.
Yeah, I think every sport's kind of got one of those. It's in baseball, pitcher. In football, it's the quarterback. In football, it's the center, or soccer, excuse me, it's the center fielder. In volleyball, it's the setter. The only one is basketball. A lot of people would say it's a point guard. Some people would say it's a center. But in every sport, I think they've got one of those.
First pitch to Lujois is over for a strike on a breaking ball.
Is that how he wanted it pronounced?
That's how he wants it. That's according to head coach McCartney. Arbach with the lead at first, guarded by Lopez. Throw back. Arbach gets in there. 4-2. Brent Arbach with a single. He's at first. Preceded by the homer by two-run shot by Mike Jarvis to take this game to a 4-2 lead for Golden West. Luke Mattson in his 6th inning of work. 0-1, head on the count. Facing Lujois. Ball a little outside. Nice backhanded stop by Marquez. 1-1 is the count to Willie Lujois. Originally had gone to Northern Colorado, had 32 offers, or checking in at 32 potential offers to play baseball Division I or Division I AA. Worked his way back to Saddleback. Probably still has aspirations to climb back up there. Next pitch, lined into left field for a base hit. So now with nobody out, 2 runners on base, Arbach on second, Lujois on first.
Now batting number 19,
and
O'Toole.
the Gauchos trying to chip away at that 4-0 Golden West lead. They'll bring up Brett O'Toole, the left fielder. O'Toole, one of Mattson's strikeout victims last time up. O'Toole 0 for 2 in the day, grounded second to first in the first inning. Mattson in a little bit of a jam. Lopez playing in at first. The rest of the infield back. Whitaker shading all back at second. Mattson at the stretch. The pitch and a sacrifice situation with nobody out. Mattson looks to third. Goes to first. Sacrifice executed properly and good defense all the way around. Mattson looked about possibly getting that force play at third, but he was able to adjust and make the play at first.
I think it was a better play. I'm not sure he would have made that third base play, and then you got bases loaded. That's dangerous with a team with hitters like this.
So with that sacrifice bunt by O'Toole and Chad Crosby coming up to play, the Gauchos have the tying runs in scoring position with 1 out. Mahaffey in at third. Rest of the defense back. This brings on Chad Crosby, the left fielder. At the stretch, Mattson pitches. Up high for a ball. Crosby got a single today. First time up. And made out last time. So 1 for 2 on the day. Mattson more deliberate right now. 0-1. Lajoie at second. Arbach at third. Next pitch grounded. 1-1 is the count with 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. Saddleback has come away with 2 runs. The 2-run homer by Mike Jarvis. And now they're looking to try to tie this game up. Arbach at third. Lajoie at second.
So the game settles a little bit, and then you look for somebody to break it open. Either Golden West is going to get through this little hitch here, or Saddleback is going to flip the momentum.
The pitch to Crosby outside. 2-1.
And the pitcher knew
to left fielder Chad Crosby.
That was on purpose. You saw the catcher kind of step out right before that pitch came.
I'm sorry, I've been saying left fielder. He is the right fielder. Brett O'Toole's the left fielder. 2-1. Crosby trolling the bat around. Mattson delivers.
Boom.
Check swing. It looks like he went around.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
2-2 the count to Chad Crosby. $115 at-bats on the year for Crosby. 20 RBIs, 50 total bases on the season going into this game. 2-2 the count. 2 men on in a 4-2 game. Crosby calls for time and steps out. Umpire Augustin gives it to him. Crosby steps back in. Defense, Mahaffey still slightly in at third. Rest of the infield back. They'll give up a run for an out. Mattson at the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up.
That's got to be caught.
Possible play for Mahaffey, but he leaves it for Padilla. Padilla calling it all the way.
Yeah, Padilla
makes the grab for the second out.
Padilla's
so
a gamer.
2 outs. Nelson Padilla comes up with that, so a big out in this situation. And now Spencer.
Now batting number 8, Spencer Heinz-Seuss.
Heinz-Seuss is up. So Heinz-Seuss is up with 2 outs, the third baseman. Heinz-Seuss flew to right field in the first inning. 2 runners on in a 4-2 Golden West lead.
It's a good stance. We got a confident-looking pitcher.
Mattson trying to get out of it. The pitch. Breaking ball grounded to Whitaker. Easy play. He goes on to Lopez at first, and that'll do it. So Saddleback does come up with 2 runs. They get a couple hits, the homer by Mike Jarvis. They leave a couple runners. And as we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's 4-2 Golden West Rustlers ahead of the Saddleback Gauchos.
More good music. I know I keep commenting on it, but you don't get this very often at sporting events. Consistent hits.
Well, you didn't get it in our volleyball, but there was a little bit more intense. You had more teams going at one time, right? What did you think of that format that we did about a week or 10 days ago?
I thought it was good. You know, I think I definitely want to make sure we're broadcasting, you know, for the fans out here as much volleyball and as much baseball and as much as any of these sports as they want to see. So if the fan demand is higher, then you guys should go down in the comments and comment on our broadcast and say that, you know, you want to see more, or comment exactly what you want to see, and we can make it happen for you.
And we'll take constructive criticism. I know last week they said the energy level wasn't there, but we built it back up after a couple home runs, and we're working on it, so we'll continue to live your input. Just keep listening. Just keep listening and watching. We are appearing on YouTube on the Golden West College Digital Media Arts Network. You'll see all our past games that we've done. We did beach volleyball. We've done, I think, 4 baseball games so far. So it's been a pleasure bringing this to you, and hopefully we'll continue to do it as the listenership keeps building. We want a viewership out there. We want people to show an interest, especially in the greater Huntington Beach area and Westminster and mid-city areas. We want you to support this school, college, and the program at Golden West College, and especially Rustler Baseball.
No doubt. You got to help grow these games out here. Keep watching, keep listening.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and on for the Rustlers will be designated hitter Aiden Cacciatore, a big double in the 3rd inning, knocking in 2 runs. And that's the difference in this game. First pitch, in for a strike. So Nick Hernandez now in his 4th inning of work and has settled down. And
yeah, I like him better. I definitely like him better than the lefty Chase Spinning. I think Hernandez throws good pace. I think he's got good presence.
Strike ratio, next pitch.
That's I'm not sure that's a strike, but it's a pretty good pitch. He's got some good size on him, and he's got command of the mound. If you just watch him, he's got good swagger out there.
0-2, grounded. Oh, nice play by Kasper.
Wow.
Backhanded play, spinorama, throws it over to Lujois, and what a nice play, robbing Cacciatore of a base hit.
That's impressive. That's next level.
Aiden Cacciatore had his 2nd hit of the day lit up for him, and then next thing you know, he's going back to the dugout frustrated. Beautiful play by Riley Kasper for the first out. 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. It'll bring on Justin Bushel, also a base hit last time up. So Bushel making the most of his recent playing time. 229 on the year.
Yeah, he's been doing good things with his playing time he's been getting.
Next pitch popped up. Let's see if Arbach has a play. It looks like he does, and he does grab the second out.
It's so unfortunate as a batter. You always hope that thing shells back into the net or you get it somewhere inside of the field.
Logan Mahaffey.
So Nick Hernandez giving the Gauchos what they need at the right time, getting them back in the game with 2 outs in the 6th. That'll bring up third baseman for the Rustlers, Logan Mahaffey.
Yeah, and I take that back to coaching. Head coach McCartney and assistant coach Glassock, they're making some good decisions, and they saw that the original pitcher wasn't getting it done when Jay Spinning was on the mound, and now you got Hernandez in here, and he's holding it down at least. Golden West has still got a couple good contacts on the bat, but he's holding it down.
2 outs. First pitch was a ball, next pitch is a ball as well. 2-0 to third baseman Logan Mahaffey. One-time Under Armour preseason high school All-American candidate. 2-0 to Mahaffey with 2 outs. The pitch by Hernandez, check swing, and it goes foul.
Yeah.
Excuse me, swing, goes into the stands. 4th inning of work by Nick Hernandez.
You just don't want to hesitate as a batter. You want to make sure if you're going to go. Usually your instinct, for I'd say the majority of players at this level is good. So
driven by Mahaffey, he'll go up the alley. Nobody's going to get it, O'Toole or Fitzgerald. By the time O'Toole picks it up, Mahaffey rolls into second base with a 2-out double.
Yeah, that's a good hit right there. And before, real tentative with the swing, not making a decision on what he wants to do. That time he comes all the way through to his opposite hip and whacks it.
That's the 7th hit on the day for the Rustlers. We go back to the top of the order for his 4th at-bat today, Jeremiah Vyson. With 2 outs, Vyson once again will try to just put the ball in play, get the Rustlers another secure run. Give them a 3-run cushion if they can. The pitch, lined, yes, down the line. Jeremiah Vyson delivers again. He's at second with a double, and the Rustlers come up with a 5-2 lead, and Vyson with a big hit off the first pitch.
Look at him. The small guys for Golden West are showing out today.
The catalyst of all catalysts, Jeremiah Vyson, delivers once again with a big 2-out hit.
Vyson and Padilla for Golden West showing out, making it happen for their team.
That now makes the lead 5-2. Padilla's going to try to add on to that. So that's the 2nd run given up by Nick Hernandez. Nelson Padilla, right-hand hitting shortstop. Padilla hits it to right field. Looks like it's an easy play for Crosby, and he grabs it. But the Rustlers do get a run on a couple hits. 1 run left on base, no errors. And we go to the top of the 7th. Golden West with a 5-2 lead over Saddleback.
So you notice that Vyson gets off base right there, and then rather than running to the dugout, he runs out to his spot. But I always watch for team dynamic in baseball. Like, is somebody going to take him his glove and flip it to him? Do they remember that? And, of course, they do. That shows a good sign of team awareness and being a good teammate.
And isn't that what you try to instill in that book about this squad from Hawaii, that they had some kind of chemistry, that whether the coach instituted rules, or how did that demographic work?
Yeah, and from the time they were young, they pulled them in when they were 11, one of them 12, and just kind of kept them with these concepts all the way up, and they made it through elementary, through middle school, through high school, and they had the most success that a club team ever had before. So you sports fans out there should grab yourself a copy. It's The Way, a Hawaiian story of growth, relationships, and volleyball. It's for all sports. Anybody interested in sports and team building, that sort of thing, you should check it out. Amazon or my website, chrispaustin.com.
Well, you can just go to the self-help aisle of any Barnes & Noble or whatever bookstores are out there, and a lot of sports psychology books are out there. Whether it's going back 50, 60 years to Coach Wooden at UCLA with his pyramid of success, to what Calipari wants to try to do, or some of even the successful baseball coaches, or like a Nick Saban for football. There's a plan and a theory and a method for a lot of these things.
Definitely, and I think you should follow up on anybody who's been successful over a long period of time. You know, to have success once, it's not always a fluke, right? But you could call it a fluke. If you have success over a long period of time, it's undeniable.
Talking about success, other than a sputtered last inning by giving the home run to Jarvis, Luke Mattson is in control. First batter he's facing today in the 7th is Conor Glenn.
Yeah, he looks good today. He's standing up, chest is tall, throwing with a lot of pace, following through on all his throws.
First 2 pitches are balls, though. 2-0 in the top of the 7th to Conor Glenn, the designated hitter for Saddleback. 286 on the year, 5 homers, 18 RBIs. The 2-0 pitch by Mattson, outside a little bit. 3-0 to Conor Glenn. Not a situation where Mattson wants to go back. That was his problem last inning. He gave off a leadoff walk, and it led to a home run by Jarvis that cut the lead at that time from 4-0 to 4-2. 3-0. Pounds it in there, and Glenn wasn't sure if umpire Augustin was going to call that a strike, but he didn't. And now, for 2 consecutive innings,
14,
Saddleback has the leadoff batter on via walk. Let's bring on Riley Kasper, second baseman. Struck out last time up. 3-run lead for Golden West. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Golden West. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Saddleback. Mattson at the stretch. Pitch to Kasper. On the corner for a strike. Conor Glenn at first, guarded by Josh Lopez. Infield straight away, looking for a ground ball and 2. Mattson looks over. The 0-1 pitch to Kasper. And here it comes. Little low outside. 1-1.
Seeing a lot of check swings today from these batters.
1-1 to Riley Kasper. Number 14 on the jersey. Fine freshman.
Let's see. Eyes open here.
1-1 pitch. Mattson looks. Swung and missed. Let's see. Oh, there might be a play at second. Marquez throws it down. Not in time. So the ball gets away from Mattson, which allows Kasper to move and get into position at second base. So we'll call that a wild pitch by Mattson. Advancing to second is Riley, not Kasper, but the designated hitter, which is Conor Glenn. So Glenn advances on the wild pitch. So Glenn with his lead. Kasper still at plate. 1-2 the count. Mattson looking for the big strikeout. Down low.
I like him being aggressive like that, though. He's throwing good heat. It got a little bit low on him, but if he keeps throwing with his pace, that is what he's best at, so don't go away from it.
And he can trust his solid catcher in Marquez, who's been very good throughout our broadcast of blocking balls in front of him. That one, Glenn, Conor Glenn was taking a chance. The ball was right in front. And they almost got him. 2-2 is the count. Nobody out. Conor Glenn at second. 5-2. Golden West in the second.
Oh.
Bleeder.
Should be caught.
Let's see. Bushel gets another one. Brings it in. And tagging up and advancing to third is Conor Glenn. So Kasper does the job.
That's positive.
The fly ball to right field.
Positive things for Saddleback. Getting runners to advance. Get a runner near home plate. So all you need to do is hit a single.
So on the fly ball by Kasper, Glenn advances. So he's in scoring position with 1 down. And we go to the center fielder.
Now, if you have enough control as a hitter here, just hit the ball into the ground in one of the seams and get your guy in. Don't play hero ball trying to loft it up in the air.
Golden West is conceding the run for an out. Jordan Fitzgerald, the center fielder's up. First pitch outside. Fitzgerald on the day, double in the second inning. Walked in the 6th. Was the first run of the day. Came home on the home run by Mike Jarvis. Jarvis is on deck. 1-0 to Jordan Fitzgerald. Next pitch, down low. Conor Glenn at third. Saddleback trails Golden West 5-2. Playing Fitzgerald slightly to pull to right field. Matson at the stretch, the 2-0 pitch. Hits to Whitaker. Whitaker over to first. The run will score, RBI for Fitzgerald. So now Saddleback gets that run back from the other half of the other inning. And now it's a 5-3 game, but that is the second out. And we'll go back to the top of the order for leadoff hitter and shortstop Mike Jarvis. Fourth at bat for Jarvis on the day. Flied out to left in the first. Grounded to short in the third. Big home run in the sixth.
A little bit low there. I don't see any signs of him really slowing down yet, though, which is good to see. As we're getting deep in these innings here, he's still throwing with good pace.
1-0 with 2 outs. Matson delivers.
Yeah.
His only mistake was the fact that he tried to get ahead of the count on Jarvis last time up.
Yeah.
And Jarvis was waiting for it. He was aggressive on the first pitch strike and hit it over the left center field 390 sign, hit the yellow marking out there.
Yeah, he got lit up.
2-0 with 2 outs. Golden West with the 5-3 lead. Next pitch grounded, foul. Just past third base coach Tony Gomes. So top of the 7th inning, 2 outs, 2-1's the count to leadoff hitter Mike Jarvis. Luke Matson, his 7th inning of work. He looks inside for a sign from Marquez, and he delivers. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball. 2-2, the count to Mike Jarvis.
That was a pretty impressive pitch right there.
Nobody on base.
And this is a good hitter. He's getting a little bit lower in that stance. You see Jarvis bending down a little bit more. He wants to go low to high and try to get under this thing.
The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and a nice job by Luke Matson.
He
comes up with a big K. And
he raised up just a little bit.
So now the stretch half of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits. Well, 1 run, 1 hit.
Yeah,
nobody left on base, and we're going to go to a stretch half of the 7th.
This is
5-3 Golden West.
This is done. When this broadcast is over, I'm finding whoever soundtrack this is. I'm going to take them to lunch.
You really enjoy that.
We've got Poison on the soundtrack here. I don't know if you guys can hear it, audience. This is some good stuff.
Warren's going to tell you about that. Don't want to go there, so he'll inform you. So you're not going to hear it. But we'll talk about that after. Let's see, is our man Hernandez still in there? New pitcher coming into the game. We'll check out the stats. It's Ellis Jensen, right-hander, number 31. He's a freshman out of Saddleback Valley Christian. Let's look at Jensen's stats. 3.34 ERA, 3-1 in the year. This is his 13th appearance. He started 3, so he's coming in relief. He's thrown 29 2/3 innings. 26 hits he's given up. 14 runs, 11 of them earned, walk 13. So his walk ratio isn't the greatest. Opponents have hit 239 against him. And Chris, in a situation like this with Golden West and Saddleback only have 2 potential at-bats left, Golden West got to keep nibbling and adding to that score.
Yeah, and it's going to be up to their pitcher. You know, when he comes through, he's got to make sure Saddleback stays off the board. I think Golden West may have an opportunity to score another run or two. You know, if I'm following my instinct, I don't really see another 4 or 5 here, maybe a run or 2. But if Matson can come back and close this thing out, then Golden West is in good shape.
We'll see if they can get another inning out of Luke Matson.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to the stretch half of the 7th inning. It's going to be Marquez, Lopez, and Shell for Golden West. So Anthony Marquez, catcher for the Rustlers, leading it off. Jensen stretch. First pitch wide and outside. 1-0 to Rustlers catcher Anthony Marquez. Very instrumental today. Couple base hits already. Couple runs. Fine job as usual behind the plate defensively. Open stance. 1-0. Jensen looks in and delivers. Grounded foul.
Turned on a little too much.
Just past Coach Mike Monday. 1-1 the count to Golden West Rustlers catcher Anthony Marquez. Marquez will be back next year. He's a freshman out of Cyprus. And he hits that one into right center field, but grabbed by Chad Crosby for out number 1. So I'll hit hard, but Crosby comes away with it. Out number 1, and this will bring on first baseman Josh Lopez.
And our pitcher here, number 33, Nick Hernandez, he's throwing with some good pace. You know, and Golden West is getting the bat on the ball, but he's making it tough enough on the hitters so they're not getting to put the ball where they want to.
At the stretch, and the pitch up high.
High and wide.
Josh Lopez, couple hits today. Well, 1 hit today, 2 hits on Tuesday, so his bat's coming around as the season's winding down. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-1. Saddleback will be waiting the next few days. They're going to round out the series in a couple days. Tomorrow at Saddleback College will be the last regular season game. 1-1 pitch to Lopez, strike 1 and 2. And then they'll have to wait and see who they play as an at-large team as the playoffs start. 1 and 2 to first baseman Josh Lopez. Here in the bottom half of the 7th, 5-3 Golden West. Lined over the second baseman Kasper's head, in for another hit. So talk about wrapping up this year in fine fashion. First baseman Josh Lopez comes away with 2 consecutive 2-hit-plus games.
Yeah, they're in some good rhythm right now. The lefty there putting it in the right seam of the field. You got a Golden West putting the bat on the ball pretty well, better than they have in the recent past.
Josua Lopez by name, he will be back next year, so it's great to see him start off the year or end the year on a fine note. And he's on first.
Oh, we got to take a swing at that.
First pitch at left fielder Austin Shell, in for a strike. So Lopez on first, 1 down. Golden West leads 5-3. Austin Shell, the batter.
Wonder what he's thinking about.
New pitcher for Saddleback, Ellis Jensen.
He's got that bat just resting on his back. Oh.
And he lines it to right field, and that ball is going to bounce in front of Crosby, so station to station.
Good.
Lopez at first, moves from first to second, and a base hit by Shell, so that's another hit for the Rustlers. They're 10th on the day. They have their hitting shoes on. And with 1 out and 2 men on, it'll bring up second baseman Trent Whitaker.
Yeah, this is that Golden West style. Just chip away. Single, 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 stolen base here and there. Get your runs one at a time.
Coach McCartney for Saddleback does not want this. He wanted to keep this score at the point it's at, 5-3. Really doesn't want to tap into his bullpen much farther. Jensen delivers, a little blooper in the center, but Fitzgerald looks like he has a beat on it. He grabs it, brings it on in. There's now 2 down. Lopez returns to first, and to second. Shell returns to first. And they'll bring up Aiden Cacciatore, the designated hitter. Cacciatore 0 for 4 on Tuesday. Left 3 runners on base. The El Modena High grad trying to wrap up his career here at Golden West. That torn labrum kept him out most of this season. 2 men on, 2 outs. Jensen ready to deliver. First pitch inside.
And that's a ball that could call a strike because the batter's actually standing pretty tight to the box. Number 10 here, Aiden Cacciatore.
Jensen looking in. Stretch. Lopez with his lead at second. Shell at first. Kasper jostling. Next pitch is over. 1-1.
Got to get more aggressive. Close this thing out.
After tomorrow's game, there'll be the May 1st Southern California play-ins, which will involve, I don't know if it'll involve Saddleback. It might involve Riverside and Santa Ana, whatever choices are at large from the Orange Empire. And then the regional start May 4th and 5th. 1-1 with 2 outs. Ellis Jensen, stretch, deliver to Cacciatore, grounded, foul. 1-2 with 2 down. In the bottom half of the 7th, Golden West College Rustlers, their baseball squad, leading 5-3 over the Saddleback College Gauchos. If you're just joining us, Saddleback in the green and gold, Golden West in the green and gold, and Saddleback in the black with the red trim. 1-2. Ball outside, down and low. And once again, appreciation to Coach Bert Villarreal and the baseball team here and what they've given us and the support. The great job they do on this field. I've been to about 4 or 5 of the Orange Empire Conference fields, and this field is number 1.
Yeah, this is a good-looking field out here. You got the pinstripes going.
2-2.
Nicely mowed lawn.
Cacciatore to center field. Fitzgerald grabs it, and the potential rally goes for naught for Golden West. They come away with no runs, couple hits, 2 runners left on base, no errors. We go to the top of the 8th. Golden West Rustlers lead Saddleback College Gauchos 5-3.
Now pitching number 12, Kamalu Simeona.
And we were going to talk if they were going to send Luke Mattson out for his 8th inning.
Yeah.
But it looks like reliever number 12, Kamalu Simeona, is coming in, very effective 2 weeks ago in a victory over Santa Ana.
Yeah, this will be interesting. I thought Mattson was doing a good job. He didn't have many signs of slowing. I mean, he had some natural fatigue in the arm, but didn't have a big drop-off in MPHs, and Golden West, they've got to play well here to close this thing out. The Saddleback, I wouldn't doubt them late in the game.
When we started our first of 4 broadcasts, which go back, I think we're talking about April 12th, Simeona was an outfielder.
Right.
But as recently, Coach Bert Villarreal has used him in a reliever or closing situation, and the guy, one thing you'll notice, Chris, he pounds the strike zone, and he's going to attack the hitters.
It looks like he's got a good stroke, coming out clean, a little bit of sidearm action, but he can throw it straight, which is important.
And he is out of Hawaii. He liked to take the warm weather of Honolulu and Kaiser High and then transfer it to Golden West College in Surf City in Huntington Beach, California. It's the best of both worlds. He can go to school here, and then he can go back home and see his family there and try to get a big victory. They're going to ask him to get 6 outs, and we're starting it back up in the top of the 8th.
Let's see.
Now batting number 7, Brett Arbach.
And he's going to be tested right away. The best hitter, catcher Brett Arbach, coming to bat to lead off this 8th inning for the Gauchos of Saddleback College. Simeona ready, and the first pitch.
That's a good pitch.
Breaking ball over. 0-1 to Brett Arbach. 0 for Arbach today. He did steal a base, got on a walk, we believe. Next pitch.
That's another good pitch. Wow.
Yes. So Simeona jumps out in front, 0-2 to leading hitter Brett Arbach.
Coming right in.
Arbach, we mentioned earlier in our broadcast, for a catcher to lead his team in stolen bases, say something about his athleticism. 0-2 outside. 1-2 to catcher Brett Arbach. 5-2 Golden West Rustlers. They lead Saddleback College. 5-3, I should say. Keep forgetting that run that Saddleback scored just prior. Oh, and a swing and a miss. Ball dropped by Marquez, but he misses the tag, yet throws it over to Lopez, and another strikeout for the Golden West staff. First K for Simeona.
1-6.
So Kamalu Simeona gets his first strikeout of the first batter he faces. He'll have another tough task in Willie Lujawa, the first baseman.
think that pronunciation's getting different, Andy.
Well, Lujois. I'm looking at it, L-U, and then I throw a Z, Lujois. That's right. There's no Lujoui. He's challenging. If he would just say Lajoie, like the famous Nap
Exactly.
Lajoie, I'd be okay. But when I heard it roll off Coach McCartney's mouth, first pitch was a strike, swing and a miss. It made me work harder to get it, and I still haven't mastered it. Next pitch, check swing. 1-1 to Lujois.
No problem working hard. Look at those legs. If he gets a hold of one of these, it could go.
He also played football at Beckman in Irvine.
Yeah, some good
Next
pitching
pitch
so
down
far,
low.
though. I mean, that looked like it skipped a little bit, but other than that, pretty good pitching so far from the reliever.
Business finance major. 2-1 with one out in the top of the 8th. Breaking ball. Looked like Simeone lost a little control on it. It's now 3-1 to Willie Lujois. Camalo Simeone rocks back. 3-1 pitch. Lined into right center field for a base hit. So Saddleback keeps their hopes alive with Lujois getting a one-out base hit in this 8th inning. And now we'll take it to Brett O'Toole, the left fielder.
Brett O'Toole.
And majority of this Saddleback squad is slugging percentages. All are over 40, which is high in the Orange Empire. I've looked at other teams in Riverside and Santa Ana, the games that we've done, and these guys can really put bat to the ball.
Yeah, that is a pretty good percentage there, which is what I'm saying late in this game here. The reliever's done a good job so far, but you want to make sure you keep your game tight late here. Santa Ana has the prowess to be able to come back.
Brett O'Toole batting now. He's struck out twice today. Got a sacrifice. Grounded out. Second to first, his first time up. Simeone checks Lujois with his lead. Next pitch is low. And the problems that Simeone hasn't had is he's been very good control-wise. Been coming out of the bullpen, throwing strikes in his last few outings.
Yeah.
2-0. Simeone at the stretch. Looks at Lujois. The pitch to O'Toole, swing and a miss.
Yeah, I thought that was a good pitch, too. It's a little bit closer to the batter's waist. You get him jammed up a little bit, but it was going to be called a strike if the batter didn't swing.
2-1 to Brett O'Toole, Gaucho left fielder. Camalo Simeone at the stretch and delivers. Breaking ball hit to left center field, but looks like Bison has a beat on it. He grabs it, takes it in, and that will be another out. So we've got 2 outs, a man on, and a big batter in that situation to keep out of trouble.
100%.
So Simeone trying to recover from that leadoff walk. He's retired the last 2 batters. Retired O'Toole. Now he's going to be facing Crosby, the right fielder.
Yeah, let's see what Crosby's got here. You got a left-hander going against a right-hander. Generally, the ball stays a little bit outside for him. So, see if he can make something happen. Otherwise, Golden West gets the opportunity to come and bat.
It's the heart of the Saddleback order. K by Arbach. Lujois with the hit. Old ball gets by Marquez and Lujois into second. It looks like he's made it. So another wild pitch by the Rustlers pitching staff. One by Matson earlier in this game allowed a runner to advance. And now another one by Simeone. And with 2 outs and Crosby up, there's a runner in scoring position. Saddleback trying to narrow this lead as we go to the 9th. Or head close to the 9th. Bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. 1-0. Simeone rocks, delivers to Crosby. Little outside. Golden West 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the third, 1 in the 6th. Saddleback 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th have been pecking away. Simeone getting the signs from Marquez. Lujois with his lead. Goes for the corner, doesn't get the call. 3-0. 3-0 to Chad Crosby. Runner on second, Lujois. 2 down. Top of the 8th inning. First inning of work for Kamalu Simeone. 3-0. Gets it over on the corner. 3-1's the count to right fielder Chad Crosby. Left-handed bat. 6-foot sophomore at Trabuco Hills High.
Let's see.
3-1 the count. Lujois with his lead at second. Padilla behind him.
Not going anywhere.
Up high. So another walk.
Come on, kid.
So now we've got the tying runs on base, and the lead runner will be coming up in the base of Spencer Heinus.
Yeah, he's going to have to close this thing out right now. This is probably the batter he needs to close this thing out on.
So Spencer Heinus, and it looks like Bert Villarreal coming out of the dugout. There might be a pitching change here, or maybe just a reminder.
Yeah, I think he'll let him stay. That's my guess, but he's going to let Simeone know, hey, this game's within our grasp, so go ahead and close here, but we've got to make sure we're tight, so go ahead and finish it up.
Have to be very careful with Heinz because of his homer in the last game. He was 2 for 4. He did have a fielding error, and he was all-league football as well. So another former high school football player that's playing baseball for Saddleback. Lujois is another one out of Beckman and Irvine, and he's returning to second. Crosby goes to first. Runners at first and second. 2 outs. Spencer Heinz, the third baseman. 2 on, 2 outs.
Curious to see what he throws here. Does he throw a hard strike? This ball hasn't had a lot of movement.
Oh, and it's driven to left field. Let's see if there's enough room. Shell might have it. Shell looks up, and it's gone over the scoreboard or hit the scoreboard. So Spencer Heinz has hit consecutive homers in 2 days, and this homer puts Saddleback ahead in this ball game, 6-5. First pitch, and he drills it.
Wow. Good looking, clean stroke, but again, he throws that ball pretty straight. You can't give a guy like that a ball down the middle, so.
And that's going to do it for Kamalu Simeone. I'm sure he was reminded on the last visit regarding where to put the ball and place the ball, and then he hits it right where Spencer Heinz likes it, and he deposits it toward the scoreboard, above the scoreboard that says Hoover Field.
Wow. Man, that was a good-looking stroke. So we'll see who's coming back on the mound here. Is this Romo they've got going? Eric Romo?
It's third game, I believe, consecutively. He's pitched 2 out of the last 3 games. Tough situation for that.
Oh, looks like he's got some heat. Well, Golden West still has an opportunity if they can get out, get this last batter here out, get this last out, and then get back up and drive a run or 2 and keep themselves in the game.
Let's recap this top of the 8th inning. Going into the inning, Golden West was ahead 5-3. Kamalu Simeone came in relief. A great outing, 7 strong innings by Luke Madsen. And lead came in, got Arbach to strike out the best hitter for Saddleback, and then proceeded to allow a hit by Lujois and a walk to Crosby. He had retired O'Toole to make the second out. He walks Crosby, and then on the very first pitch, the third baseman Spencer Heinz, he deposits it in left field over the fence for a 3-run homer, and before you know it, the Gauchos have a 6-5 lead.
With some good pace too, man. He hit that thing pretty far.
Credit the Gauchos, down early 4-0. A team that relies on power, depends on on-base percentage, and every one of their rallies, whether it was the 2-run homer by Jarvis, preceded by a walk, and the 3-run homer by Heinz, who's preceded by a 2-out walk.
Yeah, tough situation here for Golden West, but they get one more batter off the mound, and then they have an opportunity to go on offense and win it for themselves.
Let's see if Eric Romo can hold the Gauchos at bay. Up as designated hitter, Conor Glenn. First pitch by Romo. Check swing to Mahaffey, and that's going to wrap up the inning. But the damage was done. For Saddleback, they come up with 3 big runs.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about these check swings today.
On 2 hits. The big hit was the homer by Spencer Heinz, the 3-run shot. And as we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, now it's Saddleback ahead over the Golden West Rustlers, 6-5.
Yeah, that was such a big-time stroke by him for that home run. So Golden West has an opportunity here. They can come out and get themselves a run or two, put themselves back in the driver's seat, but they're going to have to be tough because this pitcher here, Hernandez, he's been good.
Well, it looks like we got a new pitcher coming in, so he is going into his bullpen, and manager McCartney wants to win this game. So Bradley Spooner was a loser a couple weeks ago in his last start. He lost last week to Cypress, 5-3 on the year, 31 innings pitched. His last outing, he gave up 2 runs in the first, so he's coming in as a relief effort. We'll check what he's done so far as a relief pitcher. He's mostly been a starter for them through the course of the year. Spooner, 4.41 ERA, 5-3 on the year. Of the 12 appearances, he's been a starter. So the thing that we wanted, I think the competitive juices are flowing for head coach Summer McCartney. I'm sure he didn't want to use Bradley Spooner in this game with the playoffs approaching, but when there's a chance to pull a game that was almost conceded in the first inning, and then especially after the third when there was a 4-0 lead, Spooner's out there now to try to wrap it up.
For sure. We've been talking about it all broadcast long. Saddleback's got some hitters who can put some lead on the ball. So, as Golden West, you had to stay aggressive in these last 3 innings. And I think since inning 6, they've got a little bit more passive. So, Saddleback's going to throw the ball in front of the mound here with the first-time pitcher. Golden West needs to come up with some clutch hits.
And for the Rustlers, it'll be Justin Bushel, Logan Mahaffey, and back to the top of the order, Jeremiah Vison. And they'll be facing Bradley Spooner, the 6'4", on first pitch. Bushel hits it. Jarvis has got it at first. On to first from shortstop. Lajoie makes the grab, and that's out number 1. So first pitch, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now batting number 8.
Bushel aggressive. Grounds it out and brings up the bottom of the order and third baseman Logan Mahaffey. So 1 up, 1 down. Spooner didn't have to do much work on that one. Big 6'4" right-hander. First pitch over for a strike. Sure, Spooner didn't anticipate being brought into this game.
Yeah,
since he hasn't been a starter throughout the whole season. He rocks back, delivers, swing and a miss. I think Spooner's philosophy right now is, here it is, Golden West. Come and hit it.
I like that.
Well, you've got the lead. Maybe in the playoffs he'll be used more of as a closer mentality.
For sure.
Next pitch. Ooh, just a little outside. 1-2 to Logan Mahaffey. Big double last time up. Spooner delivers. Fouled back. So Mahaffey's still alive. Give you the line score. Saddleback 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Golden West College Rustlers 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Big 3 on the board by Saddleback in the top half of this 8th inning. Spooner rocks back. Pitch to Mahaffey. Pitch up high. 2-2 with 1 out. The third baseman, Logan Mahaffey. 321 on the year. No homers, 12 RBIs. The 2-2 pitch by Spooner. He lines it into right field for a base hit. Possibly play to try to get a force out, but nope. Mahaffey beats it out with the first second hit of the day, so the Rustlers have the tying run on.
Yeah, it's a good aggressive hit right there. If Golden West wants to make something happen, they're going to need a little bit more of that from the next few.
And smart play by Crosby trying to get that put out from right field, which doesn't happen very often.
I like this guy, Vyson, coming up to bat right now.
Jeremiah Vyson. Couple hits on the day already, and one hit on the day, and hit by pitch, so he scored a couple runs. Very aggressive so far today, like he's been throughout this whole year. Spooner, and he lines it into right field, but it's going to be a play by Crosby. So Crosby grabs that one, and unlike other ball games where we've had some difficulties with the outfield, the right fielders today have been true and really haven't had any difficulties with the direct sunlight.
Right.
So 2 outs with the tying run on first for Golden West, and up comes Nelson Padilla. Padilla with a walk, grounded out, and made another out. Swing and a miss, didn't want to go around, but Spooner had him fooled on that one. 0-1 to Nelson Padilla.
See, the check swing, that's got to be a no-no. Late in the game here, you're either going in aggressively and trying to hit the ball into the slots, or you're letting it pass.
0-1, Nelson Padilla. Spooner ready, delivers. Ground to the third. Heinsius makes the force play over to Kasper, and that'll be it. So the force out goes 5-3 in your scorebook. We're going to now go to the top of the 9th inning. For Golden West, no runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, no errors, and we go to the top half of the 9th. It's now Saddleback 6, Golden West 5. Last call, last go round. Credit Saddleback for their ability to be down 4-0. Being handcuffed by Luke Madsen.
No doubt. Yeah, they had a little bit of a slow start, but the better teams typically tend to finish strong, right? So Golden West still has an opportunity here. I mean, their pitcher, their closer, this guy coming in here is going to have to make sure, in Romo we're talking about, that he's aggressive over the plate, throwing some strikes, but he's got to mix in a couple balls that are slicing and dying away. You don't want these hitters hitting balls straight in the pocket, or else they're going to rip it.
And always tendency to be the Monday morning quarterback, but we can all bring up the point. You had an effective Luke Madsen, 7 innings. No games down road, no future games. Do you stretch him for 8? That would always have been the question.
For sure. I mean, I might give him the opportunity to go 9. If he's leading us to a win against a good playoff team, I might give him that leash to go 9.
He was struggling a little bit in the 6th. A couple mound appearances. He had given up the home run.
Yeah, but he straightened back out in the 7th.
We're going to go to the top of the 9th. Saddleback leads 6-5. It'll bring Riley Kasper up, the second baseman. So Saddleback with a 6-5 lead. 6-5, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Saddleback. Romo pitches, swing and a miss. For the Golden West Rustlers, 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors.
See, that's pretty good early on. Throw it over the plate. That ball had a little bit of dip to it, but before the hitter gets in rhythm, want to put a couple balls over the plate.
Romo at the stretch and delivers. Next pitch low. Checking the alignment for Golden West, no changes made besides the pitching. Marquez catcher, Mahaffey at third, Padilla at short, Whitaker at second, Lopez at first. Outfield of Shell, Vyson, and Bushel. Eric Roman delivers. Grounded to Padilla under his glove. Tricky hop. And the ball gets by Shell. Let's see if Kasper goes into second. He does. So a couple miscues by the Rustlers put the Gauchos in a position to possibly get another insurance run.
Yeah, Golden West is going to have to tighten up here. And that ball, you can't let that ball go under your glove when it's in the air that long. And then even the secondary play on it, we didn't have a tight throw to second base.
So on that call, there'll be 1 error. And I believe a base hit. So the error will be on Shell for letting Kasper go to second. So now with Romo in a little bit of trouble, we'll see if Saddleback tries to advance the runner. Romo at the stretch. Gets off the mound. No throw. So Kasper on second with the lead. Fitzgerald the batter. 6-5, Saddleback with the lead. Big 3 runs in the 8th inning. Power has been the word for Saddleback today. Mike Jarvis, 2-run home run. And Spencer Heinsius, a 3-run.
I wonder what they're chatting about right here. His only goal's got to be to get 3 guys off the mound.
Umpire Art Augustin trying to expedite the matter, speed it up. Crucial point in this game where you want to keep the deficit down to 1. Romo being very deliberate on the mound. Padilla trying to jockey behind Kasper. Romo looking in for Marquez for his signs. Fitzgerald swinging that bat back and forth. And the pitch, he's going to bunt, sacrifice. Romo's got it. Only play to first. Goes to Lopez, and that is out number 1. So, Jordan Fitzgerald does his job, gets a sacrifice, 1-3.
1, Mike Jarvis.
And the secure insurance run is at third in the form of Riley Kasper. And this bring up the man who got this all started, leadoff hitter and shortstop, Mike Jarvis.
At Jarvis, I like him. He's got a good stance. He's got a strong stomach putting on the ball. But Golden West can keep it over the plate. I think they give themselves an opportunity to keep the deficit down.
First pitch by Romo, low and away. Jarvis's 2-run homer in the 6th cut the lead in half. At that point, Luke Mattson was rolling for Golden West with a 4-0 lead. That was Mattson's only mistake of the day. Romo looks in, runner on third, infield in. Grounded. Padilla's got it. Holding the runner at third. Throws it over to first for second out. So, Bert Villarreal plays some smart ball, gets the infield in late in the game, down by 1, and it pays off.
There you go. So this batter, he chops it into the ground, Jarvis. But this pitcher here, Eric Romo, he's doing a pretty good job keeping batters out of the home plate for right now. But he's got a runner on third. Still in a tough situation because Golden West needs to prevent even a single here. But
big out for Eric Romo. But this will bring up the catcher and leading hitter for Saddleback, Brett Arbach. Infield's moved back. 2 outs. First pitch away. Arbach struck out last time up. And that was the only bright spot for Simeona with his K, and then he proceeded to allow a hit, a walk, and the 3-run dinger by Heinsius. And that's the difference in this game. 6-5 Saddleback. Next pitch.
Over the plate.
Right
Good
down
pitch.
the middle. 1-1 to Brett Arbach. 6-5 Saddleback.
yeah, I like this closer a lot better than Simeona. And not necessarily just because of the result, but the ball he's throwing has good pace on it. He's picking his spots well, and he's staying aggressive even though he's down.
And driven deep, and will it make it off the base of the wall? Rounding Brett Arbach going to second, and the insurance run comes in on a double by Brett Arbach, and he laced that one.
Man,
he
that was a
spoke
good
to
hit.
sign.
That was a good hit. You know, I don't think you can throw 2 in a row aggressive over the plate like that, but
Arbach delivers, so a big hit. Arbach had a rough game so far, but comes up with a big hit to give Saddleback a cushion of 2 runs. They now lead 7-5. It's their 11th hit on the day. And this brings Lujois up to plate, the first baseman, Willie Lujois. Romo at the stretch with 2 outs and delivers. Down low. So the relievers have just had a rough day for the Rustlers. They have not been able to secure it. The fine effort by Luke Mattson goes for naught. And Rustlers now are just trying to keep it at a 2-run game.
yeah, I think I'm not really sure about that decision to take off Mattson when he had it going, but it's easy to look back and say that something should have changed there. So Golden West still has an opportunity.
We're also looking at the health of the ball players. If he had pitched a lot and they have a max pitch count, then that eases the decision.
Sure.
1-0. Pitch to Romo on the corner. 1-1. Brett Arbach on second. Saddleback catcher with the lead. He drove in an insurance run. Saddleback has a 7-5 lead right now.
All right.
Top of the ninth.
This is an important pitch here.
1-1 to Eric Romo. Romo stretches, looks back at Arbach, delivers, and it's lined into right field. Lujois delivers. Here comes Arbach staggering around, and he scores standing up, and another run for Saddleback on the RBI single by Willie Lujois. That'll make the score 8-5. So another hit given up by the Saddleback relief staff.
Yeah, Golden West has got to cut off the bleeding here.
And Bert Villarreal going to look possibly making another change. And you were talking about how effective Romo came out of the gates a week ago at this time. Simeona was all aces in 2 great innings against Santa Ana. So with community college players, sometimes you just don't know as far as work outage, durability, pitching control, opposition.
Yeah, I think there can be a little bit of a slide, especially when you start to mix momentum into it. So it's a team who hasn't got a lot of wins lately. They're coming off 2 losses. And when you get used to that, playing against a good team with good batters late, it can be hard to close. So they still have an opportunity here. If they can get this inning done, this half an inning done, come back in their inning and put some magic together.
Well, the nice thing about Saddleback College has got a lot of freshmen, so they've got a lot of potential for the 2019 season, and it all starts with, I believe, the catcher Anthony Marquez. Marquez is going to be back next year. Going to try to get a number on who's coming into relief right now. I can't see if we can see who the back of it is. And then they've got Josh Lopez coming in, and they've Zeal Wicks, who played earlier in some of our broadcasts. Jess Meyer, who's their 3rd starter. So, and we mentioned Michael Santarelli, who's now coming into the game. He's been pitching effectively as of late. He's a freshman out of Tucson. So he's been in relief the last few games as well. So, Coach Villarreal has pretty much used his relief corps right now in the last few innings. He's just trying to get one more out of Santarelli.
Trying to close it out tough. So you got to pull out all the stops to try to get this win, because Saddleback's over here got batters loading up, getting ready with the rings on, like that's going to be a long inning.
It's funny about Saddleback, too. It shows you how the school districts work. Most of the teams have arrived via bus. These guys roll in via multiple vans.
Oh, gosh.
So I guess the schools vary about how they transport their players. I would prefer a luxury bus. Not to bag anything against Saddleback right now, but won't you have a little comfort for your athletes?
Sure. Yeah, it's nice to have that luxury bus, but can build a little grit in you, having to travel in vans or something smaller. So they're showing that grit here, coming back late, 8th inning, and putting even together some runs here in the 9th.
Yeah, hasn't got them frustrated. Their hit total has increased. They were really stymied by Luke Mattson early on. He had only allowed about 4 hits on the day. I'm trying to look at that. Yeah, coming and he was relieved after 6. Fine effort by Mattson. And now Santarelli's in the ballgame just trying to get one more out and give the Rustlers a chance in the bottom half of the 9th inning. They trail 8-5. Up now is left fielder Brett O'Toole. Michael Santarelli at the stretch. Lujois at first. First pitch, breaking ball over.
Clean.
0-1 to Brett O'Toole. 1 for 4 on Tuesday with an RBI. Big sacrifice early in this game.
Now this one, I'm not going back over the plate, though. Yeah.
Foul back. So 0-2.
You know he's going to try to rip that one. The first time you throw it straight over the plate, his guy twice before just had a home run. He wants to get a piece of that, so throw it a little bit outside or a little bit inside, make him have to reach or get jammed up.
Luke Mattson, 6 strong innings for Golden West.
Same here. I'm going wider inside here. I don't want to go straight down the plate if I'm the pitcher.
Grounded, foul.
Better.
7 strong innings, I should say, by Luke Mattson today. Relief corps of Romo, Simeona, and now Santarelli have struggled to hold this lead. Going into the 8th inning, Golden West had a 5-3 lead. 0-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. 2 more runs for Saddleback this inning. Ball gets by Marquez, a wild pitch. Lejoie stays at second, so the count's now 1-2 with 2 outs. Michael Santarelli just looking for that precious out.
Yeah, this will be interesting here because you feel like as a batter, the pitcher's got to throw a strike in this situation. But as a pitcher, you got to kind of make a decision on what you want to do here because you're probably getting a swinging batter.
Chad Crosby on deck. 1-2 to Britt O'Toole. Lejoie at second. 8-5 Saddleback. Next pitch, swing and a miss. So this inning is finally over. But for Saddleback College Gauchos, they come away with 2 runs this inning, couple hits, 1 runner left on base, 1 error for the Golden West. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, last call for the Rustlers. They trail Saddleback by the score of 8-5. Andy Mariani along with Chris Austin, grateful and glad you could join us for this stream broadcast. It's our last baseball one. We want to thank all those out there in the audience that have continued to support us. And we haven't brought you a lot of Golden West wins. We did come up with a big win early on against Riverside with Trent Whitaker, a big bases clearing triple in a victory a few weeks ago. And then we had the heartbreak of 11-inning second inning, 11 runs by Santa Ana, which took place last Saturday. Then we had another Santa Ana game, which was a tough defeat too. So, and that score was, I believe, I think it was 5-3, if I remember. So, it's been tough all the way around.
Now batting number 20, Anthony Marquez.
And the last chance will be for the Rustlers.
All right, let's see what they can string together.
Starting for them as they trail 8-5 in the bottom of the 9th is their catcher, Anthony Marquez. If you want anybody who can get on base via walk, Marquez is your man.
No doubt. He could start it off strong here.
First pitch, grounded to short.
Can
Let's
he make
see
it?
Jarvis backhand. Jarvis throws, gets away from Lejoie. Marquez stays at first, so the Rustlers have 1 run on, and the tying run is coming to the plate.
Now batting number 27, Josue Lopez.
And they're going to credit an error on Jarvis on that one. It was a tough play.
See if they can put together a little magic here.
And it'll bring Josh Lopez, who's had a couple hits last couple at bats. Tying run, represents the tying run. Bradley Spooner in his 2nd inning of work for the Saddleback Gauchos. He's at the stretch.
I think you can get a hit off this guy, too.
First pitch, over for a strike. 0-1 to Josh Lopez, first baseman for Golden West.
I don't think I weighed on it if I'm Lopez. I got my previous batter, who's, if not our best hitter, one of our best hitters.
Lopez the pitch, a little bit outside.
Okay.
1-1. Spooner trying to nibble that corner. Marquez with the lead, does what he always does, has a tendency to get on base anyway, anyhow, and he's back. You don't want to get picked off in a situation like this. You're down by 3. You need that tying run coming to the plate, and right now it's in the on-deck circle in the form of Austin Shell. Next pitch by Spooner, swing and a miss, tied Lopez up. 1-2 to Josh Lopez. Nobody out, bottom half of the 9th inning. Saddleback with 1, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and 2 in the 9th have jumped to an 8-5 lead. Next pitch, and a swing and a miss by Lopez. Went chasing after that outside breaking pitch, and that's out number 1.
Now batting number 5, Austin Shell.
Yeah, maybe you feel like you have to swing because you don't want to go down looking, but I'm not sure I'm ready to swing on that pitch. Down 1-2.
Rustlers still need runners on base, and this will bring up Austin Shell. Couple hits on the day. Singled in the 7th, singled in the 1st. First pitch by Spooner, swing in the midst. Ball gets by Arbach, and Marquez is going to try to make it, and he does. A risky move by Anthony Marquez, but he does get underneath the tag of Kasper, and now a runner in scoring position with 1 down, still trailing by 3.
Trying to make something happen for his team.
0-1 to Austin Shell. Marquez with his lead. Spooner just wants the last 2 outs to wrap this one up and send Saddleback back to Mission Viejo. Next pitch fouled back. 0-2 to Austin Shell. Marquez with his lead. Shell digs in. Spooner not even paying attention to Marquez. His focus is on the batter at hand. On deck is Trent Whitaker for Golden West. The next pitch grounded to short. Jarvis gets it clean this time, throws it over to Lujois, and that's the 2nd out, and the Rustlers are now down to their last batter.
Now batting number 13, Trent Whitaker.
Potentially.
Trailing 8-5 with 2 outs. Marquez in scoring position at 3rd and brings up second baseman Trent Whitaker, trying to keep this potential rally alive. 8 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Saddleback. Next pitch, swing and a miss. 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Golden West College Rustlers. They've out-hit Saddleback by 1, but are trailing 8-5 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Let's find out.
Spooner up high. 1-1 the count to Trent Whitaker.
Okay, if Whitaker can get on base here, Golden West has got a nice outside shot.
You want
tying this thing up.
Cacciatore and Bushel possibly to follow. Next pitch, ball. 2-1. Rustlers still hanging on, hoping for put that tying run to the plate. Next pitch, down low. It's 3-1. Marquez on 3rd. Whitaker 3-1 the count. Bradley Spooner.
Spooner seems to be getting a little tight on the mound here.
Big right-hander. 3-1 with 2 outs in the 9th. Down low. So yes, indeed, the Rustlers do have the tying run coming to the plate in the form of designated hitter Aiden Cacciatore. A big double in the 3rd. 1st and 3rd for Golden West at Fred Hoover Field on the campus of Golden West College in Huntington Beach.
His teammates pushing him on. You hear him screaming, "Go catch."
First pitch over for a strike. Anthony Marquez at 3rd. Second baseman Trent Whitaker at 1st with his lead.
He's waiting on what he wants here.
Bradley Spooner on the mound. Golden West trails by 3. Next pitch, inside. Saddleback fans think that could have been a strike. It was close. 1-1's the count with 2 outs. Saddleback up 8-5.
Aggressive stance. He's just waiting on the pitch that he wants.
1-1 pitch from Spooner.
I think
right
that
down the middle. Cacciatore might have wanted that.
I think you got to swing on that one.
1-2 to Aiden Cacciatore. Bradley Spooner on the mound.
All right, next strike is for the game. Better be ready to take a rip.
1-2. Inside, and he doesn't get the call, and Saddleback fans are incensed even more. They wanted that one. 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Rustlers trying to stay alive.
Pitcher's
they trail 8-5.
Spooner's throwing a strike.
Fouled back. The count remains 2-2.
You got to be savvy about the emotions when you're a batter. Like you, as a pitcher, that guy goes for it. He doesn't get the call. He's going to come right back wanting to close the game on that next pitch.
Marquez on 3rd.
Right here, too. I think he's throwing
Whitaker
it right in the strike zone.
2-2. Bradley Spooner to Cacciatore. He lines it in the right field. Marquez scores. Whitaker stays at 2nd on a big hit by Aiden Cacciatore.
And
the margin gets narrowed to 8-6.
Big time hit.
Justin Bushel.
With 2 strikes on him, no less.
Big time hit. Big time hit. And designated hitter. He was savvy about what was probably coming. You got your pitching coach coming out here to give a little feedback.
He just went with it. And out to the mound is J.B. Glasscock.
But I think in clutch time, people are going to do what they do.
And Spooner has a tendency. He gave up 8 hits in that loss a week ago last Saturday to Cypress.
So you know it can happen, and that might be rolling around in his head right about now. The game's on me. I'm the one who's got to close it.
It's now 8-6. The winning run at the plate in the form of Justin Bushel. Double earlier in this game. Flied out and grounded short to first his last at bat. Whitaker at second. Cacciatore at first. Spooner delivers. First pitch. No.
Call that a ball.
It seems as of late, Saddleback fans incensed. Umpire Art Augustin is really making the Spooner work for his pitches.
Intense.
Both sides going back and forth right now. You can feel the tension in this game. 8-6. Saddleback with a great comeback, but Golden West has the lead runner at the plate. And he hits it to right field. Let's see if Lujois is not going to get it. It's out of play. Close, but no cigar. Thank goodness for those batting cages on the right side of Golden West.
Seriously.
Keeps Justin Bushel alive. 1-1 the count. 2 outs. Rustlers have scored 1 run. Saddleback came up with 2 in the 9th. It's now 8-6. Rustlers with 2 runners on. Whitaker at second. Cacciatore at first. Justin Bushel the batter. 1-1's the count in an 8-6 game. Bushel steps out. Bradley Spooner breaks out. 5-3 on the year. Spooner looks in. The 1-1 pitch by Spooner. He lines it up the middle. Let's see if it's going to drop in. Yes, it does. By the time Fitzgerald picks it up, around and coming to score is Trent Whitaker. It's now an 8-7 game.
Wow.
A big hit by Justin Bushel. And now it's 8-7 with still 2 outs in the 9th. And the lead and winning run is on first base.
Logan Mahaffey.
And this will bring up third baseman Logan Mahaffey.
No, we got 1 on second, 1 on first here.
Mahaffey, a double a couple at bats ago, and the last time up a single.
Let's see. This is to tie it. If you can get 1 run.
8-7. Spooner has been hit the last few batters. He's at the stretch. First pitch to Mahaffey. Down low. And it appears that Art Augustin is making Spooner work to get a quality strike.
Imagine him cracking one here out of the park for the game.
Rustlers will just take that man on second in Cacciatore to bring this game to a tie. Spooner at the stretch. Delivers. Grounded foul right in front of the plate. So 1-1's the count to Logan Mahaffey. Cacciatore on second. Justin Bushel on first. Rustlers have rallied with 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to narrow this margin to 8-7. Logan Mahaffey, 1-1 the count with 2 outs. Bradley Spooner on the mound. Tying run in the form of Cacciatore on second. Taking too long by Spooner, so Mahaffey asks for time and steps out. And now we have a little bit of delay with Brett Arbach going out to the mound. You can cut this tension with a knife.
Oh, 100%. But this is where big games are won. In clutch time. 9th inning, 2 outs, 1 run to score, 2 to win.
Spooner, normally a starter, coming into relief the last 2 innings. Trying to lock this one down. 1-1. Logan Mahaffey with 2 outs. The next pitch, swing and a miss. Spooner got Mahaffey to swing at his pitch. Outside part of the plate. Mahaffey went after it. 1-2 with 2 outs. Logan Mahaffey, tying run in the form of Aiden Cacciatore on second. Winning run in the whole form of Justin Bushel at first. The 1-2 pitch. Fouls once again to the right side. So Logan Mahaffey staying alive. The pitch count increasing with Bradley Spooner. Not used to this situation. Normally a starter throughout the course of the year. Spooner looking in. Now he needs to be more concerned with the runner, Cacciatore at second. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs. And that'll do it. Right down the middle of the plate. Spooner says, hey, ump, why didn't you give me that ump call earlier? But this time he got the call that he needed, and that wraps up the game for the Saddleback Gauchos. They come away with a hard-fought 8-7 win, and the Rustlers did not go down without a fight.
Not at all. You know, they had the opportunity to come back there. They made the game intense for the fans and you listeners at home. And all in all, we would have liked to see Golden West pull it out, but they gave us an interesting show.
We had a game where it went both sides. Both teams went at it. I would commend that Luke Madsen was the star of the game for Golden West. Very effective 7 quality innings. The bullpen let them down.
100%.
And the bats were consistent throughout the course of the day. They put runners on base and scoring opportunities and battled this Saddleback team
100%.
who has a lot more power than they do through the course of the day.
Definitely.
Well, we want to thank all of you for joining us today and in the last course of the last couple weeks for Golden West Rustlers baseball. It's been a pleasure for myself, Andy Mariani, and today for Chris Austin to join us. And if you want to go online and go to YouTube for Golden West Digital Media Productions, you'll be able to see all our content, and we look forward to bringing you other games as we go down the road, not only this semester but into the future. Once again, the final score from Fred Hoover Field on the campus of Golden West College in Huntington Beach. The Saddleback Gauchos 8, the Golden West Baseball Rustlers 7. Good night, everyone.